What can we barter? Or a girl? I don't care. Like, whatever.
What does this mean? You're trying to traffic a boyfriend to her? Is that what you're saying?
No, like, you always take it to the dark place, PFT. I don't know. Like, hey.
You said you need a man.
Rico,
how
I don't know if
how am I supposed to take that? Welcome back to Macrodosing. It's Thursday. It's January 22nd, and we are brought to you today by our great friends over at Quince. Quince knows that it's a new year. We got colder days. This is the moment that your winter wardrobe really has to deliver. If you're craving a winter reset, start with pieces truly made to last season after season. Quince brings together premium materials, thoughtful design, and enduring quality, so you stay warm, you look sharp, you feel your best all season long. Quince has everything you need. They got men's Mongolian cashmere sweaters, wool coats, leather and suede outdoor wear that actually hold up to daily wear and still look good. Their outerwear is especially impressive. Think down jackets, wool coats, Italian leather outerwear. Keeps you warm when it's actually cold outside. The result is classic styles that you'll love that hold up year after year after year. I got a few things from Quince. I got my favorite polo shirt is from Quince. I got a nice white linen button-up shirt, a little dress shirt. Quince really brought it. They've got outstanding cashmere stuff, too, if you're in the market for a sweater, and it's very affordable. Check it out. Refresh your winter wardrobe with Quince. Go to quince.com/dose. You can get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. It's now available in Canada, too. That's QUINCE.com/dose. Free shipping, 365-day returns, quince.com/dose. All right, we're back on Macrodosing. It is Tuesday, January 22nd. And I can't see real good. Is that Arian Foster or Tiger Woods doing a podcast with us?
Hey, I wasn't gonna say nothing. I'm glad you brought.
That's a lie. That's a fucking lie.
Yeah, that's not true at all. That's not true.
Say nothing.
Arian broke 80. Congrats, Arian.
Arian broke 80. Arian broke that shit. I broke that shit. I fucking snapped it in half.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't gonna say nothing.
He's got the scorecard.
How long he sent us his little picture with his scorecard yesterday.
I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Wait, so Arian, on that scorecard, you got
nothing.
It's also an extra flex because you got Clyde Drexler's signature on that scorecard.
Clyde Drexler signed it. My boy Reggie, who's a scratch CD. I hate to do it to him. You know what I'm saying? I clipped him. I clipped the OG.
Mm-hmm.
My other buddy who's a 3. Flipped him on that too. It was a windy, cold day. I played lights out. Lights out.
Congrats.
Lights out.
Now,
I'm psyched.
You feel like you're invincible now, I bet.
It feels vindicated because I felt like I've been in the 80s for a while, and it just felt like my time was coming, but it was just like I had to do something special, and I did. Started the day with a bird. I was 2 under through like 6. Yeah, I got a birdie like 2 holes later. So I was like 2 under through 6, and then I got a triple.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I was like, oh shit, here we go again. But I didn't shake me. Bounced back with a par. Bounced out with a boy.
Things fell apart a little bit on the back nine.
Huh?
Things fell apart a little bit on the back nine. I saw the scorecard.
Not really. And that's the thing though. They didn't really fall apart. It was more so like I was managing my game. Like you can't get compounded mistakes. So I got a triple, bounced back with a par, got a bogey. Bounced back with another par, finished the front nine with a 38, right? I was like, okay, we on track. This is what we want. And then, what I'm saying? Your game goes up, game goes down. And it was really tough conditions. It was windy, it was cold, the ball wasn't traveling. Like my last bird, I finished birdie, par. And my last bird, I was 150 out. It was a par 5, you know what I'm saying? And it was a 260 carry to go over a ravine into the wind. So like we had to get after it, right? So you had to hit like a 85 yard carry to get past this ravine, or else it'd have been dead. And so I barely made it over that bitch. And then but my third shot, it's 150 out after my second shot. And it's like I had to hit a 6-iron, which is like my 180 club, 185, into a 150, and I stuck it, and then I got a birdie. But it was like that's the kind of conditions it was in, and I played well, man. I played well. I'm happy as shit. It's I'm looking to break par now. How about you guys?
Let's go.
I'm looking to break par now. That's what we look at.
Let's get to scratch.
I have a goal by scratch by the end of the year. That's my goal.
Damn, that would be very impressive if you got there.
The good thing is I'm retired, and I spent a lot of time golfing. That hence the progress so fast, right? So like right now, my handicap's is 7.4.
That's the thing. That's the thing about any professional athlete, or for the most part, most professional athletes, is they can pick something up, and if they dedicate themselves to it, oh yeah, you have really good hand-eye coordination, you have good body control. If you practice at it, you will be better than all the other guys that just go out there and try to squeeze every last bit of talent out of themselves just to maybe break 90 occasionally. Like you're different.
But yeah, but there's a reason why I'm different. While you like think of all the occupations you've had all your whole life, right? You was training dogs. I think you were a scammer at one point. Like you had
I was never a scammer. Never a scammer. I was a used car salesman, which you could debate whether that qualifies.
But you had a whole bunch of different occupations where every day you woke up and you did whatever you had to do to pay the bills, right?
Yep.
Since I was a child, I woke up and I worked on my body coordination.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's yeah, I'm an athlete and I was physically gifted, but also I got 30 years of training, of understanding my body weight, the movement, how it moves, what I wanted to do. So if you tell me something, it's very easy for me to get, whether it's, it takes a little time. Golf is not an easy game. It's a very tough sport. But I say all that to say, I think a lot of people could do it. But Ben Hogan. Ben Hogan wrote a book, Five Simple Truths, something. I read it a long time. My grandma gave it to me when I first started golfing. And he was convinced that the average golfer could break 80 and shoot in the 70s if you just learn these few things. And I thought he was crazy because I was like, I'm an athlete and I can't get this shit. But after kind of understanding the swing for a long period of time, and I think a bigger part is a lot of people don't teach the swing correctly, and that's a whole nother conversation. But so I think he was correct. I think a lot more people can play in the 80s and 70s with a few simple fundamental techniques if they learn it and practice it for a little bit. I believe that.
I think most people could if you quit your job and just played golf every single day.
You know what? I'm gonna let you shit in my Wheaties, Big T.
I'm not. I'm saying if
it's what you did.
I'm literally not. I'm saying you play golf every day. If someone just played golf every single day, I think you would for sure get there.
We're gonna sidestep the negativity, and
it's not negative.
We're gonna bask in that.
There is no negative.
That's the difference between me and you, Aaron. I will never retire from the NFL. I'll never quit just so I can play golf more.
But if I could sit and talk into a microphone and then tell my mama I'm on Netflix because of that shit, I would do that shit too. I would never quit that job, PFT.
Yeah, no, it's I didn't mean that you just have the ability to be good at any sport. I was saying along those same lines. Yeah, you obviously put in a lot of work to get to where you're at physically, but once you put in all that work to become a professional athlete, you've got such a good base of athleticism that translates to everything else that, I want to say I'm not surprised that you did it. I'm not, because I know that you play a lot and that you care about it, and it's a big deal. So I'm happy for you.
Yeah, I'm working on a video, or maybe I'll put it on the Macrodosing YouTube, but I'm working on a video how golf saved my life. And not to get all dreary, but the reinvention of self after retirement, I've talked about it a little bit on this podcast, is a very hard thing for athletes to do because you feel like a part of you died. And it helps so many of my former colleagues that I see find a passion that really satiates a lot of the things that we as athletes fed off of growing up for 3 decades plus. Like we needed something, and this helps so much. And I'm gonna go into deeper dive of it, but it's a really dope because I'm finding out so many more people are going through the same thing, and it's really dope.
It's very cool. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, but anyway, Mr. 79, you can call me that if you want to. I wouldn't, you don't have to, but
Mr. 79.
Mr. 79, baby.
But then that nickname's going to change. Once you shoot 78, then it's Mr. 78.
No, it's going to be Mr. 79. I'm going to get this motherfucker laminated.
Get it tattooed.
I might. Yeah. Yeah, because I clicked the Hall of Famer,
Mm-hmm.
and I might be Mr. Scratch when I do that, but until then, it's Mr. 79 will do. It's fine.
Was it iron sharpens iron? Is Clyde good? And he was like pressing you?
So the reason why I attribute myself to getting better, it's not just my athleticism and shit like that. It's because I play with Clyde Drexler and there's other cat named Reggie Barclay. Played basketball overseas for a while. And when I started playing with them dudes, they play by PGA rules, right? So that's why like I'm confident saying like my handicap is my handicap, and like I shoot whatever I shoot because like so yesterday for instance, right? We're on 16. Clyde he hit a drive out of bounds, and we thought it was a red stake, right? And so we drove up there and figured out it wasn't a red stake, it was OB. OB means you have to go back and re-tee. And so we're already at our ball, and we see him driving back to go re-tee to he's hitting number 3. Like that's the golf we play. We play by the rules, we play for real. And so because of that, it allowed me to understand the game on a deeper level. Now I got to think about course management, because I can't if I go out of bounds there, depending on what stake it is. I used to just fuck it, I'll drop it, whatever, and I'm hitting whatever, right? Because just casual golf. But like I started playing, like when you start playing for real, you start challenging yourself, you start to really get better. And when you're around guys, yeah, CD's really good. Like he'll shoot in the 80s and 70s sometimes. Hey, like Reggie's a scratch, so he's always in the 70s. And so like playing with guys like that, you see how they play, you see how they manage the course, you see how, and it just makes you like, if you care and you competitive, like you going to get better. Like that's my nature. Like I don't ever like I was never discouraged if I lost in golf. I was always like motivated. Like, okay, I see what I got to do. I see what I got to do.
You learned something.
I still feel like that. I still feel like that. If I play with pros, you're not gonna discourage me. That's gonna be amazing. I can learn from you so much. I would love that.
I just ordered Ben Hogan's 5 Lessons, The Modern Fundamentals of Golf.
It's a great book, dog. It's a great, like the visuals at that time, the visuals that they put in the book, like the illustrations versus his description, it's amazing. And then you go online and type in Ben Hogan swing and you see it. It's beautiful. You can see why he was a killer. Like it's beautiful.
Yeah, I feel like there's a lot of good stuff about the internet in that you can look up how to do anything, and there's a million different golf channels, a million different people teaching you different aspects of the swing. But at some point, I think it sometimes becomes too much.
Yes,
where you have access to all this different stuff all at once, and it's hard to actually focus on one thing that you're trying to learn. Maybe reading a paperback book, maybe that'll make it sink in for me.
There's a few channels I trust, and the reason why I trust them is because they don't do too much. It's what the dude calls this is science based, right? And what he means by that is like there's certain angles that you can measure for, like, so every pro, like when you take your backswing back, right? There's an angle of the shoulders that go from the top of the shoulder to towards the ball, and then when you finish on your backswing, that's an angle. When you're in that slot, you talk about the slot. There's angles, and you can measure those in degrees and stuff like that. So that's what he does, and he does it to a very high level. And he says, okay, everybody has a certain swing, but there are certain things that are very consistent in great ball strikers' swings. He said if you get around what they look like when you do this, he said you're going to be able to hit the ball on a more consistent basis. Mm-hmm. So shit like that, data-driven stuff, that helps. When you start doing pulling out all these gadgets and gizmos, and that's when it can get a little. Some of them are helpful, some of them can be, but some of it can get a little wild though. It can get a little wild.
Similar to golf, I feel like we're entering the golden age of guitar players too, for all the information that you can get online. Like it used to be, you had to book lessons, you had to travel, if you're growing up, get your parents to drop you off at a guitar teacher once a week or whatever. But just with everything that you have on YouTube, online, you can get excellent at guitar just in your living room if you put enough time into it.
Yeah.
But at the same point, are we going to lose some of the soul? Like Jimi Hendrix sounded like Jimi Hendrix because he didn't grow up with all the rules. He could break them, and not even know he's breaking them.
There is something to be said about that. Yeah. Well, that swing your swing, and that goes with the guitar too.
Yeah.
Like there's a way to hold the G chord, but if you do it comfortably and you can transition seamlessly to the next chord, who gives a fuck?
Yeah. Well, congrats, Aaron.
You know what? Thank you, man. It feels good.
Now do it in competition.
But see, that's the beautiful thing about how we play. We play for money every time. So if you look at the scorecard, I'll send it to the group. But if you look at the scorecard, there's like skin games. We have a team game and a skin game. And then we have we have I think I talked about the tax man on this podcast. So we play the tax man. So you have to break a certain thing. So it's not competition per se, but we play by competition rules, and we always play for money. So it's like low key, it is.
Yeah. Very cool.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into macrodosing today. We're going to be talking a little bit about U.S. expansion throughout history. There's a lot of talk about expansion. You got our eyes on a few different places right now that we might like to acquire.
It's a nice euphemism you've thrown in there as well.
What?
Expansion.
Colonialism.
Imperialism. Yeah.
Imperialism, whatever the case may be, because if you think that the United States is just now starting to get into the business of acquiring other territories around the world and moving into them to take advantage of their locations and resources, that's kind of the story of the United States, just in general. For better or for worse, sometimes you can make the argument for a lot of places that we've acquired. We did so for a strategic reason. Didn't always do it in the most ethical ways possible, but that's just the nature of living in a superpower. That's how superpowers maintain their superpower status. And there's a lot to get into over the years. And we are born from colonialism as well, from imperialism, from the Brits. So we'll get into that in a little bit. What do we want to get into first for the news, for what's happening today, Big T?
You pick.
Me pick.
I sent you some stuff.
I saw the sheet that you sent over. I didn't know if there was one that you
You're
were
a little spicy today, Big
fired
T.
up.
No, I'm not. I don't.
A little spicy. Am I just the only one feeling that?
You are attributing to me things that do not exist.
Sounds a little spicy. I could be wrong, brother. I'm okay with being
All
wrong.
right, talk about Michele Tafoya.
Michele Tafoya.
Now I am. Now I'm mad.
Michele Tafoya running
So,
for
like,
Congress.
This is what was bubbling the whole time. Let's get it.
Michele Tafoya running for, I should say, Senate in the great state of Minnesota. From what I understand, well, I actually don't know what her policies are. This always seemed like the plan for Michele when she stepped away from football, was to get into politics.
Have you seen her podcast?
I have seen clips from her podcast. I was aware that she had a podcast. I can't imagine that it does awesome numbers.
I was not aware until this morning. It does not do incredible numbers, at least on YouTube.
Yeah, I think it's the clips economy. There'll be a clip of her that goes viral once every month or so. It's like, oh yeah, I remember Michele Tafoya. But yeah, she was on Sunday Night Football for a long time, reported about the NFL, and then she stepped away from the game because she wanted to be able to speak her mind on various political issues. And I don't know any. I'll say this: I come from a place of ignorance on what Michele Tafoya's actual policies are and what she says she's going to do once she reaches the Senate. But I'm going to take a guess. And Big T, you can tell me from what you know if I'm hot or cold on this. I think she's running for Congress on a series of culture war type things, trying to take back the conversation.
When you say, I mean, I guess that's true. When you say running on that, like,
That's like her main thing.
I would say that's most people's main thing.
The culture war stuff?
Now?
That might be true. I wish that it wasn't true, because I think it's ultimately unproductive to run for Congress based on culture war, identity politics, things like that. But she does, from what I've seen of her, she is like running on a platform to own the libs before the libs own us. That's my guess.
I think if you believe identity politics is a niche platform, that's misguided.
I didn't say that. I said that a lot of people are running on identity politics or on culture war stuff, and that stuff I think is unproductive for helping people.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. So I would put her as like a culture warrior. I don't know that she has a chance in Minnesota, typically a pretty reliably blue seat that she's running for. I think that guy Royce White ran for it, the former basketball player who was in like a million different corruption scandals and misappropriation of funds. I want to say he got like 30% of the vote, though. So who knows? I guess anything could happen. Do we know who she's running against?
No.
What do you think about Michele?
I mean, I don't really, I don't follow Michele. So Amy Klobuchar is one of their senators. I don't know if it's her seat or Tina Smith.
Now, I heard speculation that Klobuchar might run for governor of Minnesota. Don't know if that's going to happen.
That could be it.
But, yeah, Klobuchar, she seems popular in Minnesota. I remember when she was trying to run for president. That really didn't get off the ground too well. But, yeah, Tafoya, possibly a senator.
I tried to see if there were any interviews on YouTube between Michele Tafoya and Arian. I couldn't find any.
I remember her. I don't ever remember having interactions. I may have. I'm pretty sure I talked to her. I did the wash a few times.
Had to have. I mean, y'all played on Sunday Night Football at some point, right?
Yeah, I'm positive I've like ran into her, but not like enough to give a shit what she thinks about trans kids eating cats and dogs or whatever the fuck.
During a Monday Night Football game in 2013, Tafoya reported that the Texans medical staff was focused on Arian Foster's Achilles after he suffered an injury. So she's reported on your games. I don't know if you ever had an interview.
Yeah.
She on Monday Night Football?
She was on NBC, so that would be Sunday night, right?
The Google AI says Monday Night Football, but that could be wrong.
I remember her on NBC, but she might have bounced around a little bit. I don't know. So, yeah, she is running to replace the retiring Senator Tina Smith. I'm trying to find out more about what she is running on. Did I leave football wanting to run for the U.S. Senate? It certainly crossed my mind. That's what she said. There's only one candidate in this race who has taken on, this is the Craig campaign. So she's running against Craig. I'll be honest with you. I'm reading an article right now that has a massive pop-up in the middle of it where I have to sign up and enter my email in order to read the entire article. And so most of the meat of that article is behind that pop-up, which I'm not filling out. I'm going to make a prediction. I think she will lose. I think she will get 32% of the vote. And then
that's high.
I think she will go back to podcasting.
I'm going to go with 21% of the vote.
Her website says, when Tafoya looks at Minnesota and Washington today, she sees hardworking families being left behind while politicians protect themselves. She's ready to fight back, standing for real accountability, fiscal responsibility, secure borders, law and order, and policies that put Minnesota families first.
Oh, yeah. Fight back, Michele.
After years of asking tough questions on the sidelines, Michele Tafoya is stepping up to lead, determined to help restore integrity, reclaim Minnesota's reputation, and show the nation what resilient, principled leadership looks like. I do have a problem with, after years of asking tough questions on the sidelines, I don't know that I've ever heard a tough question asked on the sideline.
Yeah, what tough questions are we talking about here? Like,
what's up with your Achilles, Arian? That shit tore or what?
Yeah. Did she even check with you?
No. Didn't have the balls to even check on my Achilles.
Coach Tomlin, can you talk about what you'd like to see from Big Ben in the second half tonight?
What do you need to do differently in the second half?
Yeah. Talk about that defense. How are we going to deal with that defense?
I've never heard a good question, let alone a tough one.
What's the game plan here for the second half, Coach? How important is it for you guys to compete?
What did you like in that first half?
Yeah. What did you like out there? That's a good one.
Because usually it's you interview the coach that's ahead going into the half, and you say, "What'd you like?" And they're like, "I don't know. We're playing well. We need to get a couple more stops." Then coming out of the half, you interview the coach that was losing, so he's not as mad.
Mm-hmm.
He's had some time to decompress, and you say, "What do you need to do better in the second half?"
I respect the reporters that really get in the faces of the players that try to get away from the post game interview. Laura Rutledge, right, with Justin Herbert this year. I think it was after Monday Night Football, and he was like, "I just want to go celebrate with my teammates." And she was like, "I'm going to ask you a fucking question, buddy."
It's in their contract.
You were obligated to answer me here.
Did they say that?
No, she just kind of chased him down, and she was like, "You have to do this interview, Justin." And he was like, "Okay, all right, you win. Sorry, Laura."
I see. My boys put me on this. I didn't even know. The Indiana coach.
Yeah,
some of the. He has more swag than I would ever guess just looking at him. just the shit that he says in the interviews, how he's kind of like, yeah, I'm kind of that dude. Like, just see about me. Like, that's.
I mean, he
I
has
like that
maybe
shit.
the coldest quote of all time at his introductory press conference. Somebody asked, like, how are you selling, how do you plan on selling Indiana, like the worst program in the country? And he said, I win, Google me. And then went in there and won a national championship in 2 years.
Is he gone? Or does he stay?
He's going to stay.
He's going to make $14 million a year. I think they re-signed him in the middle of this season for like 11, and then he has a clause in his contract that if he won a title, they are required to make him one of the 3 or 5 highest paid coaches in the country, I think. So he's getting another raise on top of that.
But yeah, I'm just like, you know, a lot of them coaches chase dream jobs that they like, grew up wanting to coach for this team or that team, to have a favorite or whatever case may be. So I don't know if like that's where he at. Or
yeah, I mean he's older too. I don't think he's eager to. I think he's 64.
That
So,
sounds right.
You've
Yeah.
already won a national championship at Indiana. You've got top portal classes coming in. Like there's no reason to.
Yep. You got Mark Cuban ready to break open the checkbook now.
Like anyone would have hired him this year. He could have gone to Penn State or Virginia Tech or wherever.
Yeah,
else.
I saw Mark Cuban in the stands. What is that?
He went to Indiana.
Indiana alum. Yeah.
Does he clearly a booster, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know how much is public right now, but the impression that I got is that he wasn't paying a lot of money in the past, but being there for national, he was probably one of their top boosters for sure. But it's not like he was funding the program. And now that they win a national championship and he's there for that, I feel like he's just going to open up the checkbook now, and Indiana might get rolling.
If I'm a kid coming out, especially in that region, and I'm a killer, I got some kind of access to Mark Cuban. Shit, I'm staying in that motherfucker.
Yeah. So yeah, Signetti. It sounds like he's going to stick around. He has no desire to go to the NFL right now, or probably ever. But yeah, he was the coach at JMU, Arian. He was the coach until 2023 at my school.
Useless.
And he was really good. He was a great coach. I loved him.
Useless information that you just had to make it about you.
Well,
Get in there.
here's the
I
thing.
think that's pretty. It's useful information because half their team this year was from JMU too,
Yeah.
Is that the dude that blocked the kick? He was, right?
Yeah.
I heard that a couple times.
and their
yeah.
best receiver and
So they
several other guys.
Yeah, so they were all at JMU in 2023, where I think they went 12-1 that year, and they were ineligible for the postseason because we had just moved up to the top of Division I, the FBS. And so after that season, Indiana hires him. He says, "I win, Google me." Then he goes out on center court at an Indiana basketball game, and he says, "Purdue sucks," and the whole crowd cheers. And he goes, "But also Ohio State sucks and Michigan sucks." And then he proceeded to kick their asses. It's pretty cool.
No, it's like it's what you want as a player. Like we actually got to go to war, right? So we actually got to take these hits. But like the fact that you got our back and you talking that shit with us, I love that shit.
Yeah.
That type of shit. That make me play for you. I love that shit.
So yeah, not to make it about me, but their best
I was just
running
joking,
back,
man. It's just jokes. You're a great guy.
their best running back, who led the team in rushing touchdowns, he was from JMU. Their receiver who led the team in touchdowns was from JMU. Their defensive end, Kamara, from JMU. Arguably their best defensive back, Pons, also from JMU. Like the core of that team, their linebacker, All-American, JMU. And
So they transferred with the coach to Indiana.
yeah, he said, "Come with me, let's dominate Power 4 football in America together after we've already dominated, the group of 5." And they were like, "Sure, coach, I'll follow you to hell." And then they get there, and then they dominate the FBS.
Hey.
It's pretty fucking cool.
That shit is awesome, dog.
And then
I'm a fan.
right after the game was over, it was coach and then 5 players from JMU all standing around the trophy when it was presented, and the first 5 guys to touch that trophy together were all the JMU guys. It was pretty cool. Very cool moment. But also I did think when I was watching that, like, what if they just stuck around? What if that
I was gonna ask, do you think if those players stayed? I mean, obviously they had the Heisman Trophy winner at
Right,
quarterback,
that's
so
the
it
thing.
like is Alonzo Barnett gonna win the national title? I don't think so.
probably
But,
not.
I mean,
But
they'd have been a hell of a team.
But I do think, like, with Barnett and that group and Signetti, if they had stuck around, I do think that we probably would have won at least one playoff game.
I mean, if you beat Oregon on the road, you could have beaten anybody.
That's true. That's true. But, I mean, obviously Mendoza was a big part of that game. I love him. I love Mendoza.
Yeah.
I know you hate him, Big T. You said he was
I actually said quite the opposite.
the worst player in college football.
It's not what I said.
Yeah. Most undeserving Heisman of all time.
No, I said uninspiring.
But in retrospect,
some heard of it.
after that
I know.
after that championship game, I feel like he retroactively won the award
Well,
again.
that did tick me off a tiny bit when people they said he didn't have a Heisman moment. You can't have a Heisman moment after you won the Heisman.
But
It's
that
a regular,
that was
it's
a
a
Heisman
regular
moment.
season award. No, it was an incredible moment. It was one of the most iconic plays in the history of college football.
Right there.
You
It was
can't.
like
It
fuck
can't
you,
be a
Big T, I
Heisman
deserve
moment
that shit.
after the Heisman.
So, like in 20 years, when people look at that play and they're like, "What a Heisman moment!" For
Yeah,
him.
that will be nonsense.
Big T's going to raise his hand and be like, "Actually, that was after the award was
Correct.
presented."
It's a regular season award. Yeah, it's not a Heisman moment. It's one of the most iconic plays in the history of college football. It was unbelievable.
It was the kind of play that, as you're watching it, you think to yourself, "I'm going to remember this for the rest of my life."
And did you see the guy he trucked laid him out last year at the end of a game at Cal that Miami came back and won, that preserved that they were undefeated at the time, and they came back from, I think, down 35-10, and at the end of the game, Basaint, that linebacker, laid him out. It probably should have been targeting that would have lost Miami the game, didn't get called, and then he trucks him on that run in the national championship game a year later.
It was an incredible play. Big night for Cubans. You had Fernando Mendoza, Mario Cristobal, and Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
Huge night. biggest day for Cuban since the Bay of Pigs. It was pretty cool.
And did you see that Jamari Sharp, who got the game-winning interception, is the nephew of Glenn Sharp, who was the DB at Miami who had the pass interference at the end of the 2002 national championship game.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
That's very cool. That was the one where Warren Sapp ran out on the field and started to celebrate that Miami won the national championship.
I think their whole team did.
Before the flag came in. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Warren Sapp was like in that end zone, like dancing around. It was a great game. I love the national championship. It was a moment where we're used to seeing blowouts, and we got a good competitive game with comebacks and doinks off the upright, big time plays, huge fourth downs. Miami didn't quit. It was just a great game. It was a great night for football. And as weird as it is, like the NIL conversation has been used as a like when people talk about college football, they throw out the term NIL like a derogatory word about it. Like it's ruining the game. And it has its problems. NIL has created a landscape where you have pretty much free agents every offseason for everybody. And so it's rare that you see guys sticking around. Every team looks different every year, and it kind of removes some of what we thought was the purity of college football from the game. But it never really has been that pure. But it also has enabled teams like Indiana to be able to compete for a championship, which I think is really, really good for the game. But it's also tough if you're like a Maryland fan or I think I use the example like Maryland and Arizona. Like they're going to go into every year being like, we could win the national championship. We got to get the right coach. We got to find our Signetti.
I don't think so, though.
And we got to reload.
I've been seeing that. People being like, well, Indiana did it. Anyone can do it. They had a perfect confluence of you can have the conversation where I don't know where you want to put him. One of the best coaches in the history of college football. They had a roster that was very experienced and old, which is people use that derogatorily too. I think that should be your goal, is to have guys that have played a lot of college football and have a lot of experience. I'm not sure I buy that. Like, well, yeah, sure, Arizona could win the national championship. Or I'm not sure that's the takeaway.
But I do think their fan bases think like it just takes hiring the right coach now.
Yes, if you hit on a generational hire, yes, you can win the national championship.
Big Cat had an interesting take about Signetti, and I knew that he was a Nick Saban guy. He coached at Alabama, worked on their staff for years, and I always thought, like, I would tell people at JMU that he is very similar to Nick Saban, and people would like laugh at me. I'd be like, I mean, he is. That's just the kind of guy that he is. He's got the same surly mentality. He's a great football coach, and people were like, yeah, okay, Nick Saban, whatever. But which I get, because Nick Saban's the greatest college football coach ever. But Big Cat had a theory about him. He thinks that Saban doesn't like Cignetti, which I think you can.
People were throwing that around the other day.
You can see how he talks about Cignetti, and it's certainly not the same way that he talks about any of the other guys that have worked for him that have gone on to do great things. He seems to be reluctant to praise him, which is unusual. And Big Cat's theory was that Sig doesn't like Saban because Saban kept him down for too long, like wouldn't promote him to being offensive coordinator and kept him further down in the ranks because for whatever reason, whether it was a personal gripe that he had or it was because he would rather like promote younger guys to that position instead of Cignetti that had been around for a while. But Big Cat thinks that Saban might have known that Sig was a great coach, didn't want to promote him to OC because then he would get hired somewhere else and go on to do great things.
But I mean, Saban's offensive coordinators got poached every year.
Yeah, I don't know.
But he did when they were picking the game. Saban picked Miami and put on a Miami hat and was going all out. Like he was doing a lot.
He was doing a lot, and I think what Big Cat was saying was that if Cignetti got promoted to offensive coordinator, then got hired somewhere else, and was awesome. Number one, Alabama would lose one of their best guys that they had. Number two, Cignetti would start the conversation of, oh, was it Saban or was it Cignetti?
I mean, listen. If he somehow wins another one, which I don't know that I'd say it's likely, but it's more than on the table, he's in the conversation for. I don't think anybody's ever going to overtake Saban. He might be the second best coach of all time
for what he's done at Indiana.
I think it's unequivocal. He's number one right now, right? Like if you were taking a coach, you would take him over Kirby Smart or Dan Lanning or whoever.
Yes.
Like, could Kirby Smart win a national championship at Indiana? I don't know.
No.
I don't think so.
He's not doing so great at Georgia recently.
They're still. I mean, they were in the quarterfinals of the playoff.
Yeah, but I mean,
they won the SEC the last 2 years.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a fair point. But I mean, up to his standards, that he's.
Well, I mean, his standards were having a super team that nobody has anymore.
Yeah.
If I were to pick right now who wins another national championship, Curt Cignetti at Indiana or Georgia, I think I'd pick Indiana.
I would too. He's going to
Which is an absurd thing to say.
The losingest program in the history of college football. They've done it.
Versus probably the best job in America.
Yeah. It's absolutely crazy. I did look up the schedule of the 1896 Yale team.
Was it 94? 94? I think. Yeah, you get those mixed up because they were both so great.
They're really good teams. I actually think the 96 team was better, even though they didn't go 16.
People have said that for a long time.
Yeah, but the 94 team, they went 16-0. They allowed a grand total of, I believe, 13 points for the entire season. They had one game where they allowed 4 points. They had another game where they allowed 4 points. Then they had one game where they allowed 5 points.
Yeah, they beat Trinity 42-0, Crescent Athletic Club 10-0, Orange Athletic Club 24-0.
So most of these teams that they played weren't even colleges.
Volunteer Athletic Association 42-0. Did Army scored? They beat Army 12-5.
Yep.
The Boston Athletic Association 23-0. Chicago Athletic Association 48-0. They played Lehigh twice, beat them 50-0 and 34-0. Williams, they beat 23-4. You don't see a lot of fours.
Yeah, and they allowed 4 points twice that year.
Harvard, they beat 12-4. Yeah.
So wait, they allowed 4 points, and 5 points.
That's correct.
Okay, so yeah, 13 points all season long.
Yeah.
I don't think that'll ever be done. Who do you think wins?
I would have Indiana favored by 317.5 points.
They should score on every play.
You would think, and especially given that all those guys are dead.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's fair. Also, I think Sig would run it up on them.
Yeah, he'd send a message.
In style points.
You know, Bill Connolly he has end of season rankings for every single team in college football, down to teams you didn't know were schools.
Yep.
His top team this year was Indiana, and the number 766 last place is Maine Maritime. He has Indiana favored by 154 points over Maine Maritime.
I think I would take Indiana.
I think you have to. But, I mean, are the backups going to, when are they coming in?
I don't think Maine Maritime has backups.
No, Indiana's backups.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying, like, I think that if somebody
They
on
probably
Maine,
have 11 guys.
yeah, they play both ways, 3 ways. I think if Maine Maritime gets an injury, they just go out there with 10.
Yeah, I think so.
Now, if it was Indiana versus Yale, what equipment are we playing with in this game?
I think each, it's era specific.
Okay,
Each
yeah.
has their own.
Yeah. So, yeah, Indiana by probably 700, 800 points.
Could be.
Would they get a turnover on defense on every play?
You'd have to.
How quickly, though, would Yale decide to just start taking knees?
Well, the infamous Georgia Tech Cumberland 222-0 game. Cumberland started punting on first down because they were just getting hurt so bad.
Yeah.
So they just started punting it.
Yeah. Would Yale walk off the field in protest because Indiana had African-American players?
That's a question many are asking.
And that would probably mean that Yale would cover the spread. What are the rules for a forfeit?
Isn't it like 2-0 or something?
Yeah. That would be the smart move by Yale.
In the event the team forfeiting the game is already losing at the time of the forfeit, the score stands as is. Otherwise, forfeits result in a 2-0 score in the National Football League or a 1-0 score in high school football, NCAA, and Canadian football. So Yale would lose by 1.
They'd lose by 1 point. Now, would India have to travel to this game? And if so, would they have to take a train?
You want to play it at a neutral site?
It might have to be neutral site.
What's in between Yale and Indiana that would be a good venue?
Cleveland? Buffalo?
Buffalo's not really between.
Allentown, Pennsylvania?
Yeah, play it at
Altoona.
Play it at West Virginia.
Okay, yeah. Oh, man, that's Signetti. That's Signetti territory.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a West Virginia guy. That would be a good game. I would like to watch. Can we get the AI simulators working on that one? I'd like to see what would happen in that game.
I mean, the analytics would probably love Yale.
Why?
13 points allowed all season.
Yeah, that's true. Terrible matchup, though. I think they don't have the speed. The helmets would be an issue, too.
Last game of the season against Princeton, an estimated 30,000 people in attendance.
That's pretty crazy.
At Manhattan Field in New York. Where is that? Oh, it's the Polo Grounds.
Oh. You know what? Fuck it. Let Yale play there.
Well, I think it's apartment buildings now.
Oh. Maybe at the Javits Center. I don't know. All right, so that's college football. It sucks that the season's over, but it was a pretty incredible one. Next year, we'd still have a week left in college football.
Oh, yeah.
We're going till what, January 25th?
Something like that.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
You know what else sucks is that the game's going to be played in Las Vegas.
Why does that suck?
I mean, Las Vegas is cool. It's not college football.
Yeah, I mean, none of these neutral sites are,
Yeah. Big news in terms of this is really local for D.C. people, but we're getting a sphere.
Saw that.
Washington, D.C. is getting a sphere. I can't wait to go to it.
I don't think the sphere should be a multi-site deal.
It should just be one?
Yeah. Like, I'm going to the sphere. You have to make a pilgrimage to the sphere.
You don't think that every major city should have a
No,
sphere?
because then it loses its charm.
But isn't it cool? Like, I want to go to one in
Yes,
in
but
DC.
it's cool that you have to go to Vegas for it.
Yeah, like you have to opt into the sphere.
There's one sphere.
Yeah, you
like
can't.
what happens when I think Zach Brown Band has a residency at the sphere right now. So what happens in 10 years when there's 9 spheres and that you just do a sphere tour? Like the whole tour is on
That's kind of cool.
different spheres.
Kind of like that. The sphere tour. It's kind of cool, actually.
I've never been to the sphere. I plan on going soon, but I think there's something to be said for the fact that if I did go to the sphere, I would be planning ahead. Like 6 months from now, I got tickets to go see the Eagles at the sphere. I'm making this whole trip to Vegas.
They're still alive? Oh, shit.
Yeah, they're still. I do think that they're playing at the sphere. Then you make this whole plan. You build it up. You go out to Vegas. You go to the sphere. You have a great time, and you're like, "Oh, the sphere is incredible." If it becomes another local concert venue in any city, then like a drop of a hat, you don't really have anything else going on that Friday night. You want to go to the sphere? Like you're going to the movies.
2 of them died.
Okay, R.I.P. But then it kind of loses the allure that makes it special.
I don't know. I like the idea of a Sphere tour, man. That kind of sold me. I was with you initially, but then you said Sphere tour. That's kind of fire, though. Because Vegas ain't for everybody, though. You know what I mean? Like, Vegas ain't even for me. There's a few golf courses I like, and I don't like the nightlife of Vegas. I'm just too old for that shit. But like, if there was another Sphere in another city, that's fire.
I think there's a couple cities I would be okay with a Sphere in.
There's one in Dallas. What's the joint called? Where it's that immersive.
Cosm. I was just fixing to ask, is it Houston or Dallas that has the
Dallas? Yeah, I commented under the post that the homies sent me. I was like, yo, this shit look dope. They DM me. It was like, yo, come up and whatever. I was like, bet I still ain't done it, but I'm gonna do that. That sounds like the Sphere though. It's like pretty much the same thing, right? It's like this
similar,
immersive,
yeah.
like except they watch like football. You can do football games and
it's
shit
sports
like that in it.
mostly, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I see I started following them. They played the Matrix on there. I would do that.
I think Miami could have a Sphere. I could see that.
I just don't like Miami, man. I don't think there's anything that's going to get me to go to Miami.
Well, so that's where they had the national championship this year, and afterwards they went out. They partied at the club 11. Did you ever go to 11?
I never partied in Miami. I hate Miami. Like, not the people. I love Cuban sandwiches, all that, but Miami's not for me, dog.
11 seems like a good time if you're 22 and just won a national championship. Probably the best place on earth.
Yeah, it's for that. For me, Miami's for the young. Like, I want to go get drunk and be in the streets.
Yeah,
I can't believe they got Fernando there.
Yeah, Fernando. I love Fernando, man. He seems like a
how old is
good
he?
Dude. Was he 22?
Yeah, I'd assume 22. He's a senior.
Yeah, you deserve to be in the streets at that age.
Seems like a good dude. I love his post-game press conferences that he does when they interview him. And it seems like he's got his index cards that he's prepared and drops big 4-syllable words on us. And then he let the F-bomb slip, which a lot of people were upset with.
Oh,
I liked it.
My kids were watching. Are you serious?
I liked it.
Oh, he's only a junior, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think he's going to be a great NFL player.
No, he did that on purpose.
The fuck?
Yeah.
He did?
Well, you know his whole thing the whole year, he says, like, let's flip and go.
Yeah.
And so they won the title, and he finally said it.
His teammates were probably like, if we win, you got to drop an F-bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think that he is he's probably a little bit different.
Shows a little edge right there.
Mm-hmm. And Tom Brady was there. Mark Davis was there. I think he's going to be a Raider next year. I think he's going to be a good NFL player, a very good NFL player. And his family is like, they seem like the sweetest people.
Oh, he came from Cal? I didn't know that.
Yep.
I forgot that's a whole industry in itself now. Coaches can like see backups with potential and be like, hey, man, you ain't getting no burn over there. Come over here.
Well, he started at Cal, but his brother was his backup at Indiana. He just transferred to Georgia Tech, and he's going to be their starter next year.
Georgia, I hope they do well always. One of my best friends is like the quality control guy over there. And ever since they've been doing good, he's been doing good.
You know, UT plays them in Atlanta next year.
I believe I'm going to that game.
Really?
I believe I'm going to that game. Yeah.
I'm going. I'll see you there.
I'll see you there, Big. Let's see if I can't get you on the sidelines, B.
I would appreciate that.
Yeah, I got.
Well, would it be on Tech's sideline? That might be a problem.
I don't think they. Well,
we'll figure it out.
I mean, I'll ask Scott. I'm like, yo, if I can get on the sidelines, can my man's go on your side? I'll ask.
It's 8 months out. We got time. But Braves are home against the Phillies that weekend, and Tennessee, Georgia Tech. Gonna be awesome.
Ooh, it's gonna be a nice little weekend for you. You can be super whelmed.
I've got my hotel booked.
Oh, you already? Oh, see, I'll do it like a week.
As soon as the schedule comes out, I identify the games I'm going to and get all that set up.
I wish I had that gene. Whatever that.
Well,
gene
you have
is,
to.
I wish I had that.
Atlanta's different because like Georgia Tech games aren't going to really affect hotel prices in Atlanta. But if you're going to Knoxville, Tennessee, or South Bend, Indiana, or wherever, like you need to be on it.
Yeah, no, you're right. I don't have that. Granted, I have the luxury, but even if I didn't, I would probably just miss out because I just don't have it. It's just. responsibilities.
I don't remember the last road game I went to. Oh, I guess Vandy last year, but I don't even
It's not really a road.
I don't
game
even
really
count
like
that.
Yeah.
Been to a lot of neutral sites.
I don't know, except for now.
Yeah, I mean they're good
They
now,
cut.
but
Yeah, so it kind of be like a good little.
it is. It's just like when I'm home for Thanksgiving, it's like it's down. It doesn't feel like you're going to like you're
road game.
traveling somewhere go for the purpose of going to the game. Anyway,
My back screen saver on my desktop is like this fall tree road where it looks like it's, I don't know where it is, but it looks like it's in Tennessee. It's gorgeous. So that's the time period of like Thanksgiving. I do miss that about Tennessee. That fall ish winter beautiful mirage of colors with the trees and the brisk winter. I love that shit.
it's beautiful. It's God's country. You see what's happening in Tennessee this weekend? Allegedly,
I do not.
Yeah. Thoughts and prayers to the good people of Tennessee.
and North Carolina and Georgia and
Yeah, like the entire Mid-Atlantic,
yeah,
parts of the
Well,
South.
What's happening?
they're talking about 2 feet of snow and like an inch of ice.
Oh yeah, Punxsutawney Ted. He's off to another vacation, so in comes a freeze in, in Texas.
Is he actually leaving?
Yeah,
God, I love Ted
he
Cruz.
got spotted on a plane, and they were like, hey, "There's gonna be another freeze," because there's supposed to be a freeze. The only reason why I know there's a freeze this weekend is because my pool dude was like, "Yo, the system is blah blah blah. We trying to get it fixed before the freeze," and I was like, "Bet." And then sure enough, I see the news about Ted Cruz dipping. I'm like, come on, man.
That's how you know he's the canary in a coal mine.
Tony Ted.
Yeah, that's like how they talk about recession indicators. That's a bad weather indicator.
That's the Pentagon Pizza.
If Ted's
updater.
leaving in January, yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Ted Cruz travel tracker.
I remember when I was in Austin, they used to cancel school if there was if the temperature got below freezing sometimes.
We got a school canceled because it was too cold one time.
Yeah, because they don't have the infrastructure for the pipes. If there's any precipitation at all, it's going to freeze. It's going to fuck everything up. My apartment complex laid down a bunch of sand and salt one day because the temperature was getting below 32. There was no rain or anything like that, but they were like, "Wow, it's cold. We better." I've seen other states put down salt when it's cold outside, so we better do that too. They just don't know how to handle it at all. They have no snow
Yeah,
plows.
I don't know if this is good advice, but I've heard here. I've never even actually checked, but they say like slowly run your like hot water
Drip it.
throughout the night. Yeah, so that the faucets stay warm. I don't know if that's good advice or not, but it's just what I've heard over the years. Let's check.
I think older houses you probably have to do that. Probably a lot of
Right.
houses in the South that don't, where it doesn't ever get below freezing if it's going to. Probably a good idea to do that. Chicago, we're good. We got it made up here. We can handle it. Except this weekend, it's gonna. Oh my God, this weekend, it's gonna get down to like negative 18 degrees.
Oh yeah, it's a real thing. You should run both hot and cold water as slow and steady trickle during a freeze, especially from faucets on exterior walls, because flowing water is much harder to freeze, preventing costly burst pipes. It's an added benefit of keeping both hot and cold lines moving. Steady flow, not just a drip, helps prevent ice buildup. Nice. I thought it was a wives' tale.
Yeah, it's not gonna be great this weekend.
Friday, the high is -1. The low is only -3, so we're staying consistent. But it will feel like -24.
Oh my God.
So
Crazy.
Hell yeah.
A high of no degrees.
less than.
No.
If you
less
have no
than no
degrees, you
degrees.
have more than you will have on Friday.
Oh my God. Oh my
Let's
God.
see. Friday, it's gonna be 70 here.
Mm.
Fuck you.
What the
Respectfully.
fuck?
What a
Piece of shit.
Why'd you have to say that?
You're such a fucking
It's
dickhead.
gonna be a little cold. Saturday gets to 61. Sunday 40 is the high. That's pretty
Ooh,
cold.
that's
You'll be
freezing
playing
for
golf in
you.
shorts on Friday.
And then Monday is 47, and it gets incrementally back up. We can be in the 60s by Wednesday.
Oh
What
my
temp
God.
do you stop wearing shorts at?
Arian seems like a
Oh.
shorts in like 35 degrees type of guy.
No, 35 is kind of crazy. I would say like 50s. I'm in the 50s. I could get away with shorts, but with a top on. You know what I'm saying?
I was
and
thinking
I think
55-ish.
yeah, that's like my football days. Like I never really covered the bottom. You know, that was
Yeah.
so it never. It doesn't really affect me like that. So I think 50s is good. 40s is you start to the breeze can creep up a little bit, the shorts. So yeah, let's say 50s.
I agree.
This sucks.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm getting on Big T's bandwagon of like, why the fuck do we live here? Like, why don't we just all
Give
live
it a
in
few
Florida?
years. I'm sure we're headed to San Francisco or Portland. We'll just hit them all.
This is going to be. I'm going to do a public service announcement to anybody that's living in one of these zones that's getting hit with like negative 10-degree weather this weekend. Put some salt down underneath your garage door. Please do that.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, happened to me.
Keep the witches away.
I've told this story. My first winter in Chicago, there was a week where it was like, negative 10 degrees. Wind chill was negative 30. And I went out to open up my garage, hit the button. The garage door started to lift off the ground. Like the motor part started to lift off the ground, but the bottom was frozen to my driveway. And so the bottom stuck to the ground as the motor pulled the top off my garage door. So like split in half. I didn't know that was the thing that you had to watch out for in Chicago. I was not aware that it was that cold here.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there you go. 67 degrees. That's really nice.
6, 7.
That's really nice.
That's awesome.
Blake's going to be outside on the porch all day, all night. He's going to be so happy. My
As a
neighbors are
sin.
going to be like, you're trying to kill your dog. And
Yeah.
I'm going to be like, I can't get him to come inside.
You won't move.
Will you walk Blake in that kind of weather, or will you just let him go out on your little porch thing?
I'll walk him a little bit, but I will also put on the long johns, 2 pairs of pants, snow boots, undershirt, hoodie, winter coat, gloves, and then winter hat.
Yeah. See, my mom's
And the
just-
hood over the winter hat.
My mom taps out. She's like, the dog's not getting a walk today.
And I'll go out there and I'll stay out there for about 10 minutes, and Blake will be having the best time of his life. And they'll be like, we got to go inside, buddy. And then he'll just start rolling around on the ground. And then my hands will get super cold. My face will feel like it's going to fall off. And then I'll have to sprint back to my house because I feel like I'm about to die.
At least you have that area in your house that you can just let him go.
Yeah. So he'll do
and
that.
Be safe.
He'll keep watch over the neighborhood. But yeah, it's going to be, it's brutal. But maybe we get through this, and then that's the downside to it.
I'll give you a Django update, bro. This little motherfucker. So I got a camera in my living room and then on my porch. And I don't know if I tell you, he knows how to open the door. So I didn't know he knew how to open the front door though.
Like
I knew he knew how to open
the
There's
handle?
different handles. Yeah, yes. So and it's not on accident. He knows what he's doing now. So because I watched him do it. So he'll put his paw like on the brick, and then there's a door handle. It's not a knob. It's like a little lever.
Yeah.
And so he'll put his paw right there, and he'll start to swipe it. He swipes at the door handle, and he gets in. And so we have to lock. If I put him in the back for a while, I have to lock it, or else he gets into the door.
Yeah.
So when we leave the house, I put him in the backyard and let him roam. So we go leave. I take the fam to dim sum. We go get some dim sum, and all of a sudden I get an alert from. Usually when I get an alert, it's like somebody's at the front, they're dropping off a package or something, and I look and it says animal in the front yard. I was like, what the fuck? So I look, and Django running out the front door, and I'm like, how the fuck did he get in that? I found out my daughter didn't lock the back door, but I'm like, how did he open the front? And I look at the footage, she didn't lock the front either. So he comes in the back door, opens the front door, which is a smaller latch. Crazy that he opened that shit, like insane. Goes out the front door and just kind of roams around the front yard for like 10 minutes. Goes back in the house. I thought he was about to tear shit up, so I told my daughter, like, yo, go drive home and put him back. So like he was in the house for like 30 minutes by himself. All he did was grab my daughter's crock, hop up on my couch, and just start chewing it. I was watching him on the camera the whole time. That's all. Like I was like, yo, this is actually, he might be a good dog. Like he didn't run away. This is home, but like he popped up on my spot because I have a certain spot at my house on my couch. He popped up on my spot, curled up, and just started chewing the crock. And I was like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, all things considered, for a puppy, that's not bad. But it sounds like you've got like a genius of a dog.
He's insane, though. And I thought it was, like I said, I was on accident. So we test him. I've tested him multiple times. I close the door and don't lock it. Every single time he gets back in, every single time he knows how to open the door. He's a fucking velociraptor.
They can open doors.
Clever girl.
That's crazy. So you got to lock doors around your dog.
I gotta lock the door around this motherfucker, dog. But to me, that's a good sign. Like I wasn't even mad. I was like impressed, but I was also like, so that tells me when I start to train him, he's gonna respond very well to training because he's smart. He's a smart dog.
That's crazy stuff.
Yeah.
Big T, what else we got in the news today?
There was a study done by. Hold, please. It's the account just says Dingers. I thought it was a reporter or something. And he went through, I guess, voter registrations of all available professional athletes.
Okay.
And compiled a graphic of the party affiliations of the voter registration data from the professional sports leagues. Have you looked at it?
I just looked at it, yeah.
Okay, Arian, have you looked at it?
I have not. Let's check it out.
Well, no, don't, because I'm curious what you think each. So, like the NFL, he's got Republican, Democrat, and Independent. What would you guess the numbers are?
The numbers? I just pulled it up. Let me get it out of here. I would probably say more Democrat than Republican for sure. And it's the NFL, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. 60?
So his data has 34% Democrat, 20% Republican, and 44% Independent.
That's telling.
Also, this is from 24 states in Washington, D.C. So I wonder how that breaks down. Like the 24 states that you could get this information from.
Alaska, Arkansas, Colorado, Connecticut, Florida, Georgia, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland, Maine, Nebraska, Nevada, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, Ohio, Oklahoma, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Rhode Island, Utah, and West Virginia.
Okay. I think looking at these states, it might skew a little bit Republican, but there's definitely some Democrat-leaning states, heavy Democrat states too, like New York.
But also,
New York's not on there. New Jersey.
If these are professional athletes, these are guys from everywhere that they just happen to live in those places. So
True.
It's not like
you
probably have a more representative sample than just those states themselves.
That's a fair point. Yeah.
This is probably on par with everything that I thought. So like the telling number to me is the independents, right? This to me is the people who don't really give a shit either way or don't pay attention to politics in any kind of real way. Not typecasting, but I'm positive that's more what it is. I'm pretty sure there are real independents, but they're probably few and far between. And they probably independents tend to lean right more than they do left, I would say.
Probably.
And then the NFL 34 to 20. That probably makes sense too. I would assume. What? Do they do a position breakdown?
Yeah, there was. I had it pulled up.
Let me see.
It was exactly what you'd expect.
Defensive backs were the most left-leaning, and long snappers are Stephen Miller type.
Long snappers are conservatives.
It was 0% Democrats for long snappers.
That's so funny.
And punters.
Okay,
Sorry, it may
WNBA.
be punters and not long snappers, but long snappers was second, and it was like 1%.
Where do you see this breakdown?
I
Hold
had
on,
it.
I have
Let me
it.
find it.
I want to, what positions? Okay.
I saw a tweet saying that defensive backs make sense because of they have to like hold up the whole system, and punters and long snappers kind of just benefit from everyone else's work.
It'd be interesting to see where.
Get a bad long snapper. See how long that works out.
Oh, that's funny.
I want to see how kickers factor into this.
You could probably guess it exactly right.
Well, I don't know with kickers.
Harrison Butker.
No, they're definitely right leaning. From my
I want
experience, this is
my
anec-
kickers right down the middle. I want independence.
Here, I'm sending it over to you guys right now.
Let's go.
This is the
Well,
position
I got
breakdown.
with kickers, yeah, I hear you. It's like
That's a good one.
you've got you. I could see them skewing to the right, but also like if you're a kicker, you're probably vaguely soccer adjacent, which I would imagine would skew more left leaning than other football positions.
See, that was actually my the most interesting one on here is the NHL. 44% Republican, 48% Independent, 5.6% Democratic. And at least from what you see on social media, hockey is probably like the furthest left fans of any sport in America, I think.
Soccer.
It's
because
soccer.
because most of the fans are Canadian.
Right, but even the ones in like I follow the Nashville Predators. The fans I see online are like very far left. It's a weird. I don't necessarily understand why for hockey. I guess it is partly probably a trickle down from Canada, but
I think it's a trickle
Mm-hmm.
down, and also like hockey's not a niche sport, but it's more so than football. And I think the more likely you are to follow a sport that's a little bit off the beaten path in America, like hockey or like soccer, the more likely you are to drift to the left a little bit.
Also, this quote tweet is from Smiley Moth, and they said, "This wokeness meter checks out because defensive backs understand systemic injustice, while special teams players live off government handouts and orient their politics around resentment of their low social status."
And they also disrespect the flags a lot. They don't. They get mad whenever one of those is out there.
Yes.
Now, the defensive ends would be interesting to me because you've got a couple different types of defensive ends. You've got some guys like your Bosa's. Your to throw it back a little bit, was it Jason Babbins of the world?
good player.
Jason Babin.
Yeah, you've got.
What did he do? He went like that, right? That's the.
Yeah, he had a crazy celebration or a unique one, but you've also got guys that are without a doubt more liberal, or I guess more democratic.
It only groups by D-line and linebacker. D-line is 38%, Democrat, linebackers 36%.
Okay. What about?
So it depends how you categorize some of those guys.
I think tackles are more left leaning, and I think the center. I think the center is probably more,
Offensive tackles.
yeah, offensive tackles. I think that the center position, whether it's long snapper or if it's just a center in general, they seem to be like. When I think of a stereotypical center, I think of a guy from Nebraska.
If your center's a Democrat, you're a bad football team.
Yeah, that's probably fair.
I
Yeah.
actually think if you went through, there's like 3 positions you could identify, and if you tell me the political party that player belongs to, I can tell you if the team's good or not.
I think if you have a conservative running back, your team
Probably
sucks.
not that good.
If you have a conservative wide receiver, you could be good.
Depends.
It depends, yeah. Tight end, I would like my tight ends to be MAGA.
Yeah. Well, yes. Yes.
But-
yes.
no.
I
But-
think
Is that why
yes.
the Chiefs
Hell
were
no.
bad this year?
But I want my tight end to be MAGA just in terms of like vibes only.
Not actual
Like
voting
he doesn't
record?
know he doesn't know shit about politics.
Right.
You want the TikTok woman's dream man of a guy who looks, acts, and does everything that a Republican does, but isn't a Republican.
I
Yes.
want a super uninformed MAGA guy as my tight end. A guy who's like, I don't know, Kamala seems like a bitch.
And he just listens to Theo Vaughn.
Yeah, that's who I want.
I want a dedicated Theo Vaughn listener. as
Yes.
my type.
100%.
Running back is the second highest Democrat at 44.
Okay.
Wide receiver 38.
What about quarterbacks?
Quarterback is 33% Republican, 20% Democrat, 48 and neither.
I think you could go. I don't think that you can make a call on
I think that one's either way.
your quarterback based on party affiliation.
There are good and bad of both.
like Lamar Jackson.
Fine people on both sides.
Lamar seems to be a Trump guy, maybe, from what we've seen.
I think he's what you described the tight ends as. I think he's a very low information
MAGA
vibes guy.
Trump-ish guy.
Yeah,
Yeah. Why the buddy pregnant?
exactly.
Yeah. I think that that position can go either way. Ideally I'd like my quarterback to just not make a stance one way or the other, just because I don't want reporters to be asking about politics, and then that's less time that he's in the film room.
Offensive line is actually, it's 26% Republican, 23 Democrat, 51 neither. That's closer than I would anticipate.
See, that's the beauty of a football locker room, is the offensive linemen are always buddies with each other. They might not vote the same way, but I think in theory they like a lot of the same stuff.
Their unit.
Yeah, it's like we like drinking beer and hanging out with each other. We don't talk politics. Keep that in the bedroom. What about so it's defensive backs? Is it broken down safety?
Where do you got
corner?
where you got the breakdowns from?
Madeline Sennett. No, it's just DB. It doesn't have corner. And
Okay, what about punters?
punters are 57% Republican, 43% neither. There are no Democrats reported.
Okay.
There was one long snapper who quote tweeted it, who seems to be the only Democratic long snapper. And his name was like Tabin or something. And he was like, I'm holding this up all by myself. Tabor Pepper. Yeah.
And so he is the 49ers long snapper?
Yes.
So he's the one guy.
He's the one guy. Doesn't even make up a percentage point. Is he a punter?
No, he's a long snapper.
Long
sorry.
snapper.
So there's no
I'm actually shocked there are no punters.
Me too. Well, I guess this isn't
Harrison Butker starts to make a lot more sense now.
it's not everybody in the league. So it's not a full representation, but it's where they could get the data from. I guess
Did
we'll
they say
have to
how
just
many
trust this guy.
teams?
24 states and Washington, D.C.
So 25 teams.
I mean,
Or
yeah,
could
we'd
be-
have to go
could-
back
yeah,
and
could
look
be,
at
yeah.
the.
Yeah, how many
Could be
states have
multiple.
teams? Okay. Washington.
So it was.
Florida has what, 2 or 3? California has 3.
But keep
2.
in mind, I guess these guys could live in Florida in the off season, and that's where they vote.
They could be registered. Yeah, so I guess we don't really know.
But you get a good sample because these guys are from all over the place.
Yep.
But a lot of them might live disproportionately in Florida or Georgia or
Yep.
Nevada or wherever.
MLB is not surprising to me. 53%
No.
Republican, 36% independent, 7.8% Democratic, and then 2.1% other. I want to know who's in the Green Party. Do you think the other is Green Party, or do you think it's like?
What else is there?
Do you want to know?
I mean, unless you're talking about.
Getting some crazy stuff.
I would guess it's probably.
Needing a license to toast your own damn toast.
Well, I
Libertarian,
assume that
yeah.
because in one it says independent, and another it says neither. So I would guess if you're registered as a libertarian, you would probably just fall into the independent, right?
It could be other if you're an active member of the Libertarian Party.
Yeah, I guess.
I could see baseball having some libertarians.
Libertarians.
Because I was thinking, like, if this is historical, is that John Rocker? Is that slice that we're looking at right there?
Did you see he's getting in on the daycare?
Oh, what's he doing?
He
Starting MAGA daycare?
No, he did a Nick Shirley video.
Oh, he did?
He showed up at a daycare.
In Minnesota?
I think so.
With like a doll.
It may have been Ohio.
To try to register his
doll baby.
His doll baby.
Yes.
What happened?
They just got in like a screaming match, and I think he left. I didn't watch the whole thing.
Okay. Did you guys see the Nick Shirley interview with Channel 5? Did we talk about that?
Ooh.
No.
I like the Channel 5 guy a lot. Andrew's I think he's a very interesting guy. Are you familiar with his work?
No.
He's like a legend. He's like independent news, and he does a good job. He sat down, had I think 2-hour-long conversation with Nick Shirley, and the reaction was kind of what I said when I saw the video for the first time. And I tried to watch the Nick Shirley video objectively. I was like, it seems like there has been a history of fraud in Minnesota, especially given that one organization that got busted. But Nick Shirley does not seem like he is a smart person at all doing actual journalism. And in this conversation with Channel 5, whoo boy, I don't want to take a victory lap on it, but he can't really speak, which is kind of a problem if if you're trying to communicate your positions on things. And then he got upset with Channel 5 for like deceptive editing.
I'm seeing he claims a 2.5 hour interview was edited into 1 hour.
Yeah, and then the guy Andrew from Channel 5 put all the clips out. He's like, we did edit things, but it was to make you look better. And here is the unedited version. And he showed like all the examples of stuff that they cut out when they were asking him to restate things more clearly because he was stuttering or he couldn't figure out the words to say. And yeah, it was not a good look.
Breaking news.
We have
Cody Bellinger to the Yankees.
Okay. All right, so were we doing East Coast, West Coast? Just loading up the Yankees, loading up the Dodgers?
That's not loading up anything.
You're not a Bellinger believer?
No.
It's a decent signing, right?
It's fine.
He's a fine player.
It'd be a hell of a signing in 2018.
Yeah. Who else is still out there?
Don't. Just hang on.
Okay.
The White Sox just got someone.
Oh, they traded Luis Robert.
Yeah, that was a
yes.
trade, though. The thing with baseball is it's so hard to remember who's even left because the offseason drags on so long and nobody ever signs until February.
I typed in, the Brewers news, current news, to see if they're making any moves.
They're trying to trade Freddie.
Yeah. What the fuck, man? I guess I'm just have to get used to this as a baseball fan, right? Just everybody's just fucking.
As a fan of a small market team, yeah, probably.
It's all good, man. Hey, appreciate the run if that's the case. I think it's a bad move, but
Sorry though, Nick Shirley can't read.
Well, I also want to say I'm happy for Luis Robert, who doesn't have to go through an entire season of people just talking about where he's going to be traded to anymore. It's good for him. But
They
yeah,
got Acuna's brother back.
Oh, nice. You happy about that?
I don't particularly care.
Okay.
I guess I'm glad he's not on the Mets.
Yeah, that'd be tough. They got him and a pitcher, right?
Yeah, I forget the guy's name.
Yeah, such as being a fan of a team that does not spend money. So as tough as it is for owners like the Dodgers to buy up all the good players, you've got a lot of teams out there that just refuse to pay their own homegrown talent. That's baseball. Yeah, Nick Shirley does not appear to be smart. I regret to inform America.
Is he a Mormon I'm seeing?
I think he might be. Yes, I think that or at least he's from Utah. It was just very clear from that video that he was trying to chase outrage clicks in any way that he could. But I do think that there's certainly like a fraud issue that is still being addressed in Minnesota. But we're kind of it should have raised a lot of red flags to people that he was pinning it all on a minority group and being like, all the Somalians are here to defraud you. Said something like 95% of Somalians are engaged in fraud, which is just not anywhere close to being an accurate stat. When he was talking about the one case, which was a big case, and like 90% of the people that were indicted for it or found guilty in the federal investigation were Somalian. It was led by an American, but it was a lot of Somalians that were involved in that one. But to take that and to say 90% of Somalians are here to defraud the government, and isn't everybody from Somalia just a fraudster and pirate? That should raise everybody's red flags when he says stuff like that.
You're just woke.
I mean, it's the exact same playbook that America did with the Italians.
Yeah, you're woke.
It's the same. If you're an Italian person and you were in America in the early 1900s,
you're lost, brother.
They ran this same playbook on the Italians. I like
guys calling spade a spade. You know, that's what I like.
Yeah. Okay.
You're just woke. You just You got caught by the woke mind virus,
maybe,
and there's no coming back, brother.
Did it with the Irish too. Same playbook.
P lefty.
Yep.
Just a wokey wokester.
What do you think the solution to that is? By the way, is it just
the
stop
woke mind virus?
No. Well, yeah, that. But is it also just like stop giving federal aid for childcare?
To that. You dig yourself in that Bible. That's how you get out of the woke mind virus.
Because if
Amen. I've got one right here for you.
appreciate that, Big T.
Yep, you're welcome.
I'll give it a look.
Open that. Hey, let's do a random verse.
Random verse.
Yeah, just flip through
Let's
the page.
try to get
Let's
in
see.
like Psalm. That should give us a good one.
That's not random, man.
All right, fine. I'm
Can
closing.
I? Because I have no idea which books are which.
Okay.
This will be truly
Hey,
random.
if the Lord wants to cure PFT from his woke mind virus,
Mhm.
let the right verse land underneath his thumb or index finger. Don't do it with your thumb. That'd be kind of weird, right? Index.
I got a piece of metal here. It's like I'm cutting a deck of cards. We're just gonna go right in there.
I'm gonna guess
Here's-
that is the book of
Ooh, let's bet on it.
Isaiah.
I'm pretty sure that's the most sacrilegious thing. That
Yeah,
you
let's
could
not. I'm guessing in fun that that's the book of Isaiah.
do. In fun, okay, I will accept your fun guess. Let's see what.
Open
it
it
is.
up.
Okay.
I say Deuteronomy.
Oh, I lost.
He missed it.
I lost it. I was trying to be respectful, and not bend any of the pages. Okay. This is Kings, the book of Kings.
Which one?
1.
Okay. There are multiple of them.
Okay. Book of Kings, 1827. Now there's a small number named 36 that I will read from on this page.
What's the big number?
1 Kings,
First.
1 Kings, 1827.
Okay.
And then-
So you're reading chapter 18, verse 36.
Okay. And at the time of the offering of the oblation, Elijah the prophet came near and said, O Lord, God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, let it be known that this day that you are God in Israel, and that I am your servant, and that I have done all these things at your word. Answer me, O Lord, answer me, that this people may know that you, O Lord, are God, and that you have turned their hearts back.
Amen.
Come to him.
Then the fire of the
14.
Lord fell and consumed the burnt offering and the wood and the stones and the dust and licked up the water that was in the trench. And when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces and said, The Lord, he is God. The Lord, he is God. And Elijah said to them, Seize the prophets of Baal. Let not one of them escape. And they seized them. And Elijah brought them down to the brook Kishon and slaughtered them there.
Amen.
All right.
Who did he slaughter?
Them.
Who did Elijah slaughter, man?
It sounded like
Non-believers.
some people who were worshiping idols.
Non-believers. And then everything was good after that.
In 1 Kings 18:36 through 40, Elijah ordered the people of Israel to seize and slaughter the 450 prophets of Baal at the brook Kishon after God answered Elijah's prayer with fire, proving him the true God, ending the drought, and validating Elijah's challenge to the Baal prophets on Mount Carmel. All right. Shout out to that, man. Come to the Lord. Slaughter people again.
Let's find a good psalm. Feel like we were lacking some context there.
Elijah challenged the prophets of Baal to a contest on Mount Carmel. Whichever God answered by fire would be acknowledged as the true God. Baal's silence. The prophets of Baal called on their God all day, even cutting themselves, but no fire came. Elijah's prayed to the Lord, asking him to show Israel that he is God, and fire fell, consuming his offering. The people captured the prophets, and Elijah led them down the brook Kishon and executed them there. So they made a bet. That's kind of serendipitous. So they made a bet. All right, whoever's the real, you know what I'm saying? Let fire fall. So they both prayed to their gods.
Mhm.
My God's the real God. Fire fell. Bam, 40 people dead.
That's pretty sick.
Pretty wild. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
All right, what else we got in the news today?
The only other thing was, have you seen the story about Charles Bediako? Are you familiar with his work?
I saw some news about it this morning. I did not look into it.
So this guy played 2 seasons of basketball at Alabama 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
He has been in the NBA G League for 3 seasons now. And he just decided the other day that since he's not good enough to go to the NBA, he'd like to go back to Alabama, despite having signed 3 NBA contracts. And a court in Tuscaloosa County, Alabama, has granted his temporary restraining order against the NCAA, declaring that he can play for Alabama. Now, here's the interesting part, PFT. His next hearing is January 27th, which I guess would be next Tuesday. He is immediately eligible as of right now. he can play this Saturday against Tennessee in a very important game for both teams.
Mm-hmm.
And then he might be ruled ineligible next Tuesday. He might get to play in one game against Tennessee.
There's just no rules. Just college basketball has no rules.
No, it's
I feel like
insane.
college football would never let this happen.
I don't know what's preventing it from happening. I saw somebody say this morning, Jake Fromm has some eligibility left. He's doing, I think, realty in Athens or something. He should just try to go play.
It's insane. Like, you're going to have guys that leave your team, and you're going to think for the next couple of years, like, you're going to root against them to succeed in the NBA because you'll be like, maybe they'll come back.
I'd like us to get Kennedy Chandler and Jordan Bone and whoever else back before Saturday. Let's play the game from 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I've had a dream about this specific instance. I had a dream that I was who I was, and then I went back to Tennessee for a season, and it was amazing.
At your current age?
Yeah, my current age.
Do you think you could, if you played the 2026 season at Tennessee, what kind of numbers do you think you could put up?
I'm not making it past training camp, brother.
You don't think you could go out there?
No.
As a third running back, I'm giving you 64 carries next season.
Brother, no. Brother, no. I don't. Listen, bro. I don't have a lot of tread left on these tires.
It's not the NFL though.
I do think the talent level is lower than what I've seen for years, but it's still, bro. I be looking at games like, I'm so glad I don't play that shit anymore. That shit hurt. You have to, and plus the mindset is different. No.
You said you had a dream about it. How'd the dream go?
I balled.
Exactly.
Course, in my mind, I'm the greatest ever at everything. That's how I feel. But no, there's no way I'm making it. Because like training camp, dog, is such a mental grind. I don't have it. Like there'll be a time in the first practice where I'll be like, why am I here? What am I doing?
Would you need that ramp up to play? If I said one game, do you think you could go play one game, or you would need a month of like real training camp to get ready for it?
Oh no, I would need way more than a month to get my body in shape. Like, no, hell no, brother.
Yeah, but I just meant like hitting and that kind of thing.
I think that part's mental. I could get hit right now and be all right. That's a mental thing that I've pushed past since I was a child. Like I tell my kids when I was coaching them, my little league team, like it's a mentality. You either gonna get hit or you gonna hit somebody. They both gonna hurt, but hitting somebody hurts less than getting hit. So make a decision, and I would just make the decision.
Love that.
Yeah. But nah, them boys is lifting weights every day, and I'm out here shooting 79.
It's true.
Good point. Big T. So, if you were to say, what would your position on the Charles Bediako case be?
If you have signed an NBA contract, yeah, I can't believe you have to say this, you can't play in college basketball anymore, unfortunately.
What do you think Tennessee would do in this situation?
As the opponent, or like trying to get players back?
If you had a player that was in this,
we do. We could go. I mean, we have plenty of guys in the G League right now.
But Tennessee would
I think
not do
it's
this.
How about this? If you step foot on a professional court, like in a real game, because like if you sign a contract, shit don't pan out, blah blah blah, you go back. I'm okay with that.
No, I think it needs back in my day, and you'll remember this.
Brother, you are in the middle of your day.
As soon as you said, I am going to the NFL or NBA draft, I am declaring. That was it. You were gone.
See, I don't like that. The reason why I don't like that is because it makes a finite decision, a huge decision from kids. Like, I believe they should have some wiggle room because they could get bad advice. What if they change their mind in a couple of weeks? Like, that's to me,
the way it goes.
Wiggle room for that.
And by the way, we have far fewer guys now. I think I saw the other day there's only 40-something early entries into the NFL draft.
Mm-hmm.
And a few years ago it was 150 or something. Like, guys are staying in college because they're making money and they realize that's a better decision. If you choose that you're a professional now, best of luck to you. You're a professional.
I agree with Arian that you can get bad advice. That's not your fault.
They're adults.
They are adults,
Kinda.
and these are multi.
Kinda.
but also why would you want for them to get
adults?
like
They're
follow
adults
bad
in
advice?
I don't want them to, but if you're making $2 million a year playing in college and you've hired an agent and whatever, and you choose, or Or instead of hiring an agent, you choose my uncle's my agent, and he gives you some shitty advice. I hate that for you.
But see and this is why I feel like if you went through it, you'd have a little bit more empathy for what they're going through. Can you find empathy for a millionaire, Big T?
Sure.
Ever? All right. So imagine you come from nothing or come from good circumstances or okay circumstances, and all of a sudden you have millions of dollars that you don't know how to manage. There's no way an 18 to 20-year-old kid knows how to manage that kind of money. You don't know what you're doing. You don't know the ramifications of your decisions. You don't know anything about financial literacy. So you're thrust into this position, and now you're the breadwinner. Now you feel all these pulls from people you grew up with, your family, yada yada. And now you're like, okay, do I make this decision? Do I make this decision? You around people that you think you trust, right? And then all of a sudden, like you're the CEO of your own business, which is yourself, which is a multi-million-dollar business, and you don't have any expertise on how to run this business. That is breeding ground.
Totally fair.
Predatory. So what I'm saying is I would be okay with giving them some leniency on some bad decisions that they made or bad advice that they got, because it's out there, and it is such a predatory, shark-infested water that I saw it with my own eyes. I see like these financial advisors, these agents, these runners. I don't even have runners anymore, but they just leeches.
Oh, for sure. I would say the difference in what you certainly experienced and now is you weren't supposed to be making money in college then. These guys are
earlier.
These guys in some positions are making more money than they would in the NFL.
And that to me, that's worse. They got it worse than what we had. At least they did it under the guise of protecting us, right? Which is bullshit. But at least they had guidelines and they had regulations that did protect us from that. Like I was very lucky in the sense that like I took care of my money and I met the right people that taught me about this shit, because I didn't go to school for that shit. People go to school for that shit. I couldn't imagine giving an 18-year-old, 19-year-old Arian $1 million and what he did with it. He was not a 27-year-old man, 26-year-old man. Like,
but you and I both agree that, like, I mean, the line has to be somewhere. Clearly, you have to have a rule. So is it?
I think the rule is when you step foot and you get game experience in a professional where you get paid to be there. When you step foot on that court, then you are now entering the professional arena. Until then, I mean, you haven't really played.
All right, so what about this? Let's say you're the number 11 overall pick in the NBA draft by the Boston Celtics. I don't know, a good team. And you get to training camp and you realize, like, man, like, I don't think I'm going to get minutes this season. My position's blocked. They got two guys ahead of me. Like, I'm probably going to have to go to the G League, whatever. Can that guy go?
Great for the sport.
Huh?
I think that's great for the sport. I'll tell you why.
That guy can go back to college.
I'll tell you why that's good for the sport. Kobe Bryant, before he passed, was adamant about this. And I talk, like I said, I golf with Clyde Drexler all the time, right? And it's a reason why like a lot of older cats don't really like watching basketball. And it's the reason why I don't like watching basketball. I'm not saying that I'm a basketball, I don't know it all, but like listening to them echoes what I felt about the game. I feel like fundamentally, the rules of basketball have changed in a way where a lot of fundamentals are out the window. And so players aren't getting a lot of the fundamental coaching so that they understand the game of basketball in a way that the cats did when I grew up watching playing. I feel like the talent level is probably better, but I feel like the quality of basketball has dropped. And like I said, this is my opinion. I've got this confirmed with multiple NBA cats that I've talked with. And then Kobe said this before he died. He was like, cats are not developing in college anymore. They're just not developing anymore. Like you don't develop. So you got a bunch of guys who are in the NBA who don't have a lot of the fundamentals in order to play at a high level. And I agree with that. So if a cat goes to the G League, he's not getting no burn, come back to college and get coached up. I think that's better for the game. Do I think a 24, 25-year-old should be playing against 18-year-olds? No, I think there's an age. I think they should do an age limit. And I think they should do a if you step foot in a game. Because if you actually getting game experience and then trying to come back, nah.
What's the age limit?
23. It's probably good.
So the day you turn 24, you're out no matter what.
Out. Or what happens.
Okay.
You're ineligible. Because the difference between the body of an 18-year-old kid and a 23-year-old young man, they're different. They're very different. I've always thought though. So that BYU loophole that had been going on in college since I was a kid, I hated that shit.
They got 30-year-olds.
That's what I'm saying. Imagine an actually great athlete that went on they go on a pilgrimage or whatever they do. That goes
mission.
on that.
Mission.
Who nice, right? And then comes back to play with a bunch of 18-year-olds. Boy, you crazy.
Well, they have a 5-star quarterback committed in this class who I think is doing that.
He just left on his mission, and they actually gave him an exemption. So instead of 2 years, he's only going for 1 year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm talking about like the real athletes of the team, like a linebacker, a D lineman, something that were like that physical maturation of the body can actually hurt somebody. There's a reason why the Supreme Court a while ago, remember Maurice Clarett tried to declare for the draft after a true freshman, and the Supreme Court said, nah, like there's a difference. I agree with that. There is a difference. I believe that, it's all different. Like I believe after Adrian Peterson's true freshman year, he could have gone to the NFL and dominated. I believe that he was different. There are athletes that are outliers like that, but the majority need that time for that body to develop in order to bang with grown men like that. But
I agree. I just think you can't have guys playing shitty in the G League and then deciding, I could just go back to Alabama right now and probably kill it.
Yeah, I think G League. No, I think that's stepping onto a professional court.
I agree. He played in a game in Birmingham last week and had 6 points or whatever. And then this weekend he's going to play at a game in Tuscaloosa in college.
That is crazy. There's just no rules anymore.
My ego couldn't even do that. Like once I attempt, I'm not going back. That's backward, bro. I can't do that.
Also, like, are they going to pay him? Like you've had your whole roster constructed. The season is halfway over, more than halfway.
I don't know.
I'm just telling you, this guy's going to play one game on Saturday. He's going to have 27 and 12, and then on Tuesday they're going to say he's ineligible. Just watch.
And then he's going to go back to playing in the G League on Wednesday.
Yeah, and then he's gonna be demoted to a professional.
Yeah.
It's I'll tell you who's going to put a stop to it is the NBA. Because all the guys who have done it so far kind of suck.
Yeah.
But there's going to be somebody, like I said, who's the 11th pick and is on the bench and gets put in the G League and then decides to go back to college. Is Dalton Connect in the G League right now? Let's get him back.
Can you?
I don't know. It seems you can do whatever you want.
Would you want him back?
Hell yeah. It's the best basketball player we've had in 20 years.
But then you'd lose the moral high ground where you're like those cheating
I
bastards
don't want
at Alabama.
I never said I wanted the moral high ground. I want to win. We're underachieving this year. Get me Chaz Lanier and Dalton Connect back.
If Tennessee won the national championship with Dalton Connect starting.
Hell yeah. Let's sign me up.
You'd be fine with that?
That would be incredible.
You said last week you're fine with your football teams cheating if it got you a national championship. Why not
Yeah.
basketball?
You ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
They're probably cheating now.
Everybody's cheating.
Yeah, it's to what degree?
Yeah.
Mackenzie, I got one question for you before we get into U.S. expansion, imperialism, colonialism.
Oh.
About the Buffalo Bills. We had an owner press conference this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Pagula addressed the media. I love it when owners talk to the media because they've got zero media training. They have no oversight or anything. They're usually incredibly underprepared for any questions they're being asked, and they have no filter either because they're their own bosses. What do you think Keon Coleman was thinking during this press conference? Because it seemed like Mr. Pagula went out of his way, I guess to his credit, and he was having his general manager's back, saying that Brandon Beane did not want Keon Coleman, that was a pick that was kind of forced upon him by the coaching staff. And it felt like it was just it's a tough day to be Keon Coleman when the guy that signs your checks is throwing you directly under the bus.
Yeah, it was like so very obvious that they were just trying to pass blame onto anybody else that they drafted him.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a little demoralizing, I'd say, for him. Not that he's had the best track record as of recent. So
right. There's
I
some
guess
stuff
I
going
can
on.
kind of see, but he's not a bad player. necessarily.
He just doesn't always play.
Correct.
It's like he's been a healthy scratch.
He decides when he wants to play.
And that's why I'm saying there's got to be something going on behind the scenes that they're keeping secret of why he was a second round pick, right?
Yes, I think so.
Why he is not playing, and there's
it was
things going on that we don't know about, but it seemed like the point of this press conference is mostly to be like, hey, don't be mad at Brandon Bean for this.
right. Even though there is a video of him talking about wanting to draft him.
Yeah,
That's surfacing. So,
but he was just being a good coworker.
right, of course.
Who did he suggest that he wanted, or did he suggest who he wanted?
I don't know if he says.
So he just saying they fucked up. I'm just saying. I didn't really have an opinion, but they definitely fucked up.
Just
Yes.
Well,
knowing,
to be fair, he didn't say it. The owner said it.
The owner said it like trying to defend him, essentially.
the way things tend to go, it would not surprise me if Keon Coleman was like a Chief in 2 years winning a Super Bowl.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me either. That would be like the most Buffalo Bills thing of all time.
Yeah.
But I
Call
do
it.
feel bad for him.
Yeah, it's tough when your boss is saying this.
Yeah, to publicly.
Your
to
boss's
everybody.
boss. Yeah.
Yeah. They're both agreeing on it.
Yeah, nobody wanted you, bro.
Yeah.
You gotta ask for a trade, right?
I mean, yeah. I don't know.
I don't think that relationship is repairable.
You don't got
at that
you don't
point.
got the pedigree. You don't got the pedigree to ask for a trade.
Yeah, but I think they would be happier without you too if they're going to these lengths to blame the woes of your entire franchise on missing 1 second-round pick. That does not seem like a good workplace for anybody.
True, but I don't think you got the pedigree. Maybe your agent can request, but you can't be like making no public statements and stuff. You got to put your head down and work.
Yeah,
I hope he does. Maybe he'll show up to some meetings now.
maybe. Is that what it was?
Yeah, that's what they said it was. Like he missed. But they healthy scratched him, I think, 2 games in a row. So I mean, Arian might know. Like if you miss meetings, like does that lead to a healthy scratch? Like not playing? I don't know. I've never.
Here's a fun
NFL.
NFL story time.
Okay.
In 2010, I'm enjoying early season success. I'm leading the league in rushing. I'm like 500 some yards, having a hell of a season. I go out on a Wednesday night and I get lit, stupid lit. At the time, I was living in an apartment complex. We used to have meetings at 8 a.m. I get a knock at the door, boom, 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 over. And at the time, my brother was living with me. And my brother came over and was like, hey, yo, there's some Texas personnel dude here. And it was my man, Sean. He's like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? We got meetings, man. Get the fuck up. I was like, oh, shit. So it's like 8:30, dog. I hustled to the stadium. Still kind of faded a little bit. Go through or whatever. Coach said, your ass is sitting the whole first half. And we playing the Raiders. And I was like, fuck. I grew up loving the Raiders, right? So this is my first time playing the Raiders. I was like, shit. I wanted to get off. It's cool. Whole first half, I'm sitting. And nobody knows why, because like I'm like the best running back in the league at the time. You know, so it's like the rumblings and like people in the stands. Why aren't you playing? Like that type shit. And then you later listen to the Bediako, like, why didn't he play? Whatever. Anyway, getting to the second half, I think at the late part of the first half, I got a carry, and then at the beginning of the second half, I get like one of my first carry goes 75 yards.
That was
They let
Gus
me play.
Johnson.
Oh yeah, the call, right?
Yeah, we've watched
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Coach, put me in a game. Oh, you heard that? For people who didn't.
I don't
So,
remember
yeah.
if you told the whole story,
I
but
don't
we've
think
watched
so.
the call.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the story behind why I sat the whole half. Now should I have been sat the whole half? I don't think so. You know, Koob made a call. I think Koob made the best call he knew. Like, so in his mind, oh, here's a young player who enjoying early success. I don't want to get him off track. I'm gonna punish him. Were there other cats on the squad who have been late to meetings as well? Sure, you know, but I think Coach, you know, he wanted to make a statement, and he did. And you know, sometimes people need that. I don't think I needed that, but I think sometimes people need to be woke up like that.
Can I ask a
think you
question?
just be like, yeah, shoot.
Y'all were off on Tuesdays, right?
Yes.
So why not Monday night go get lit up?
Oh, I'm 24 years old.
I know.
Big T. I'm 24. Big T, I'm 24 years old. I got some money in my pocket. I'm young.
That's
I'm gonna
fair.
I'm gonna hit the streets. Now, as a grown man now, would I have? No, absolutely not. I would have absolutely 1,000% absolutely capitalized on masseuses, cryo chambers. I'd have done the most to get no poison in my body. I'd have done all that, as a grown man. But like as a kid, I'm gonna enjoy this shit, right? So I enjoyed this shit. It wasn't a good move. Yeah.
So they sent somebody to your house?
Every NFL team has like a watcher, like the hammer. So we got like a dude that so like if there are cats who they didn't trust to not go out. I wasn't one of those guys, but they had cats they didn't trust to not go out. So they sent dudes on staff to clubs at like on a Thursday and a Friday. And if you got caught in that club, like there was fines, there was a lot of reprimanding. So they were narcs. So there were certain things you could and couldn't do throughout the city, and it's a little overreach, but it's like I said, some cats probably needed that stuff.
Now, did Kubiak make any statements to the media that week about like Arians on punishment?
Afterward, they was like, "Why didn't he play in the first half?" And I was like, "No, it was team violation, whatever. He was late for a meeting." And then somebody had the goal to ask, "Has anybody else been late for a meeting?" And he kind of didn't really answer the question because I was like, dog, like, yeah, I was late for a meeting. Like that happens. Like I'm a human. Like I'm young. Yeah, okay, I learned my lesson. I'm fine. No, you don't need to sit me for a half, bro. Like, what are we doing?
Was it the first carry?
I believe, huh?
Was it the first carry where you went 78 yards or whatever?
It was like the first or second. It was early, yeah. But I was of the mindset of like, I think that game because I think I had like 130 yards that game, all in the second half.
131 on 16 carries.
Yeah, like
plus 56 receiving yards and a touchdown.
No, those
are passing yards for the quarterback.
You don't deserve those.
No. The quarterback don't deserve those, my brother.
Well, we're just using the reverse of your argument.
But the logic don't follow. I have yet to hear a good argument.
He delivered the ball.
We interviewed Adam Thielen on Part of My Take yesterday, and I asked him about your idea, Arian. I said Arian thinks that receivers should get more credit for all the yards receiving, not on the quarterback. And he said, well, actually, if you want to like take it back one step further, the offensive coordinator should get those yards for putting you in position to make the catch and to get the yards after catch.
Why? What's his logic?
He drew up the play. He schemed you open.
You did not physically do it. See, this is what I'm saying, right? He's he's in the machine. It's all right.
No, he's out of the machine. He's retired. He's actually he's taking the Arian Foster route where he's focusing on golf. He's
still in the machine, brother. He's still in the machine.
I'm going to get you two together on a golf course. I think you'd have a good time together, and you'll see the light. You'll see what he's saying.
There's no argument. All that it was a snarky rebuttal. There's no logical argument. I still haven't heard one. So, hey, matter of fact, call the show. Call the show if you have a logical argument as to why quarterbacks should get yards after catch. After catch. Give me a logical response. I have not heard one yet. All I hear is a whole bunch of feelings. Well, it's all feelings. Give me a logical response as to why a quarterback should get yak. My argument is contingent within the current NFL rule book. Nothing changes except how we calculate who's responsible for what yards gained. You're trying to reinvent rules. I'm not saying change rules. I'm saying just think differently about how you think about quarterbacks being responsible for all the yardage that they're attributed to, because they're not. It's not just me, brother. A lot of people feel this in the league, except for Adam Thielen. But a lot of cats under the Barstool post, you know who else agree with me? I mean, I didn't like comb through the comments, but you can see like your mention. Matt Forte, he agrees. It's because dog, this is why.
Matt Forte, you know what? I'm sensing a trend. Matt Forte and Arian Foster, two dynamic running backs that had a lot of success making something out of nothing on swing passes. Matt Forte was a beast catching the ball out of the backfield.
Absolutely, one of the goats.
And you know what? It sounds selfish. It sounds like you have a problem with sharing.
Ironic.
I have a problem. I have a problem
is.
with quarterbacks in general.
You don't like to share.
This is no. Quarterbacks are so taken care of. Yes, I understand why, but I also understand they're the most fucking brittle. They're the least athletic player on the offensive side of the ball.
Well, they're also the only position that can't play if you have a sore shoulder.
But this is my point. They protect them to such a degree that if they protected other players, everybody's career would be longer. Everybody's, but they protect them specifically more so than they protect other players. They care about protecting quarterbacks more so than they do. They care about marketing quarterbacks more so than they do other players. This is and like I know the counter argument is, of course, it's a quarterback and blah, 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 blah. I understand. I'm not stupid. I understand why. I'm just saying, if there was a forward-thinking coach that said, I'm going to protect all my players like this, I understand you have to bang to a certain extent. But again, they don't play the same sport we play. But it's different.
How does it affect your happiness if a quarterback gets credit for the same yards that you also get credit for?
Zero. None of this affects my happiness, brother. I'm not going to go to bed thinking about why Matt Schaub got some of my passing yards. I don't care. I was just making an argument, simple argument. You know what I mean? Simple argument.
He didn't get some of your passing yards. You guys got the same receiving yards and passing yards.
That's what I'm saying.
You just want him to have less stats.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I want quarterbacks to have less stats. So when you see a 300-yard game, that means something. It's not a hitch that went for 7.
Everyone gets 300 yards now. It doesn't matter.
I feel like it's less prevalent in today's NFL than it was 5 years ago.
No, everyone has a 300-yard game. Nobody cares about 300 yards.
Aren't quarterback passing stats down though?
Yeah, but that's because of the kickoffs. Like touchbacks go to the 35 now, so there's just less yards to be had.
Yeah.
Okay. I have to look into the data, but that could be. Sounds right.
Okay, we're gonna.
I had a fun stat before all that too.
Give me a fun stat.
Arian in 2010 was the third running back in NFL history to total more than 500 rushing yards and 100 receiving yards in the first 4 games of a season. Do you know the other 2?
I would say Marshall Faulk, Adrian James.
It was Emmitt Smith and Billy Sims.
Oh.
Yeah. I was a dog, fam. I was a dog.
And then you missed a meeting.
Then I missed a meeting, then I went vegan, then I stopped believing in God, and now I shoot 79.
The article said he missed one and was late for another. Were those the same day?
Not true. Oh, misinformation.
That's
what is this?
That's
fake
what it
news?
says. Pro Football Talk.
Fuck Pro Football
Actually,
Talk.
it was John McClain of the Houston Chronicle reported Foster was benched early in Sunday's game against Oakland because he missed one meeting during the week and was late to another.
Oh, wow.
Legendary reporter John McClain.
He was legendary. Me and him had our bouts on and off the field. We used to talk shit to each other. But
like in a ha-ha way, or you actually didn't like him?
I actually didn't like him. I'm sure he thought I was poking fun at him, and it was just fun. But I actually had a problem with all media cats like that. Your job is to create clicks, right? Your job is to as a beat writer, your job is to create narratives throughout the team, to sell to the fans, to keep the fan engaged. I understand that now, but back then, I think they're just divisive. I thought they were just divisive. I thought that they would do shit like that. Like, that's clearly not true, right? Like, I was there. He probably heard it from somebody. Blah, blah, blah. He never confirmed it with me. You know what I'm saying? Or Coob. So like shit like that used to bother me all the time. I had a very contentious relationship with the Houston media, with this media in general. Tennessee, all of it. It's just I hate Tid, right? I've grown, but I used to hate them cats. Like I didn't like beat writers.
Was there anyone in the media that you liked?
Probably. Not too many of them though.
What UT reporters did you hate?
Beat report? I didn't like any of them.
Okay.
I was to take that back. I'm sure there was 1 or 2 that I fucked with. Like, right? I can't think of any names off the top, but like I hated more than I liked because I just thought that it's just so easy to write a hit piece. You know what I mean? Like, and it always felt like I said, I was in a different mind state then. It always felt personal, like I felt like they was talking shit about me, right? When I couldn't defend myself and the information was inaccurate or whatever the case may be. And that shit, I mean, honestly, that kind of shit can change the narrative of like fan bases, opinions, and legacy, shit like that. Like at Tennessee, right? I got labeled as like a fumbler, and then that bled into my NFL draft prospect, right? And it was just all from like untimely fumbles, quote unquote, and like all of that shit. Crafting a narrative around a player can kind of change people's like CJ Stroud. That's why I told him, like, you got to get off all social media. Don't read no press about you, just because they're gonna craft a narrative about you.
Yeah.
And in order to beat that, like, you have to outwork where you were, and you have to leave all that, or else it's gonna get in your head. Because it's easy to like want to try to defend yourself. And Cool gave me some of the best advice ever. He was like, he said, buddy, he said, you're never gonna win that battle against the media. They buy barrel by the dollar, some shit like that. Ink by the barrel, whatever. They got ink by the barrel. They go write article after article after article. And if you sitting there having a conversation with them, you're never gonna win that battle. So
Were you in Coob's doghouse?
I was in a nice dance between the penthouse and the doghouse with Coob on a consistent basis early on in my career. Well, I would say after my second Pro Bowl, once you establish yourself in the league, they leave you alone.
Yeah, maybe the doghouse just becomes like a room in the penthouse that you have to go into for a little bit. Think about what you've done.
Yeah, but I think it was because I matured. So like when I was younger, I stepped out. I did I said stupid shit, whatever the case may be. But I think once they realize, that's a professional. He handles his business. He's here on time. He wants to win, and he's a killer. They'll leave you alone. They let you do your thing. I think that's how I've always wanted to be treated. But sometimes you need a little check. I'm okay with that. I love Cool. I love all them cats, man. Changed my life.
And it looks like maybe 2 of his sons are gonna get some head coaching opportunities soon.
Yeah. Under the Mike Shanahan umbrella, it's starting to spread.
Did you?
There's a second one.
Yeah, we've
Clint,
and then the one is he on the Niners or the Rams? It's also
you're asking me. I didn't know there was a second.
It's
one.
also okay. We got Clint, and I want to say, is it Klein or Kevin?
Clay and Klein. Clint, Clay, and Klein.
Clint, Clay, and Klein.
Clint?
That's
we're getting close.
Can you do that? Is that allowed?
Clint, Clay, Klein.
Cake.
Getting kind of.
I mean, when you see the first name, last name, you do ask yourself, like, what's his middle name? And I'm sure that it's not. We're not in a coffee with Content Kim situation.
You'd hope. Clint Kubiak's middle name is Alexander.
But the 3 sons.
The 3 sons being all K's, 3 K's in a row.
But it's like the Kardashians. They like the vibe.
Oh, that is true.
You know what I mean?
It's no Nicholas Kerr, but
yeah. I think I mean Gary Kubiak is not naming his sons middle names with K also. I don't want to imply that, but it does make you wonder what the middle initial is.
I just meant because there were 3 sons.
Yeah. I feel like people that have Z last names, they're more inclined to go with the first name Z as well. I'd like to see a study done on that.
Zakai Ziegler. Just trying to think of.
Maybe this is personal, because I know a few double Z's.
I don't know a ton of Z's.
I don't know a ton of Z's.
Like
Name some Z last names.
What? Like Frank Zappa?
Ziegler.
Or his kids are Dweezil and Moon Unit.
Are you serious?
Moon Unit?
Moon Unit, yeah.
What's
Who
the first
is
one?
this?
Weasler?
Frank Zappa, he was a musician. He was a very weird guy.
Is that a
Really?
legal name, Moon
His
Unit?
name is Moon Unit?
Moon Unit Zappa. I think
That kind of goes so crazy.
Moon Zappa, Dweezil Zappa, Ahmet, and Diva Zappa.
yeah,
Okay. Diva.
weird guy.
Diva.
Weird guy, but
Moon Unit.
His first name is Moon. Oh, Moon Unit is a girl.
Moon Unit is a girl.
Moon Unit Zappa is an American actor, singer, and author. And then she named
Unit.
her child Matilda Plum. Right.
Matilda Plum. What the fuck? Hey, you know what? Be free, man.
mm-hmm.
Do you? Moon Unit and Matilda Plum.
Okay, Okay.
think-
Matilda Plum survived by Moon Unit.
Clint Kubiak is getting looks for my head coach, I believe. If
Yeah.
I'm not wrong.
Yeah. Did you know them?
Like they were around the program. I would if I saw them, of course they recognize them. I'd be like, "What's up?" But not to the point of like, "Hey, what do you think about, transgender swimmers in middle school?"
That's how you know you're truly boys. We have a very special guest coming up, surprise guest, shock guest, for about 5 minutes.
It is because we don't know about it.
Yeah, is he there?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't see him.
Okay. All right. I'm going to do an ad read, but we have a very special guest coming up to talk about something that we were just talking about a second ago.
I think I have an idea.
Did he date Moon Unit?
Well, you can ask him.
All right.
You can ask him. I'll be careful with the government names, though. Before we get back, it's brought to you by our great friends over at BetterHelp. The new year doesn't require a new you, maybe just a less burdened you. Therapy can help more easily identify what holds you back by offering unbiased perspectives to better understand your relationships, your motivations, and emotions. This is actually a very appropriate ad for our next guest coming on. BetterHelp does the initial matching work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. A short questionnaire helps to identify your needs and your preferences, and their 12-plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate means we typically get it right the first time. If you're not happy with your match, you can switch to a different therapist at any time from our tailored recommendations. They help you. They give you an unbiased perspective if you need help regulating some of your emotions, if you want to understand more about your relationships and why it is you do the things that you do. BetterHelp is a great way to get started with that conversation. They make it easy to get matched online with a qualified therapist. Sign up, get 10% off at betterhelp.com/dose. That's betterhelp, HELP.com/dose. And this conversation is also brought to you by Green Chef. Are you annoyed with misleading healthy meals? Are you tired of locking in for another New Year trend? Green Chef cuts through the noise. They are the trusted authority in clean eating, delivering only real farm source ingredients. Trust every bite with over 40 clean, customizable weekly recipes designed to give you peace of mind. Every Green Chef box delivers certified organic produce and responsibly sourced proteins and seafood. That means avoiding ultra-processed fillers. You can reach your wellness goals with options like Mediterranean, high protein, high fiber, plant-based, and more, all clinically proven to support healthier habits. Make your habits better for the planet. Green Chef cuts food waste by 20% versus grocery shopping and offsets 100% of delivery emissions. Green Chef makes it easy for you to eat healthy, to get real quality food, not processed junk, tasty, clean. The war on protein's over.
Have y'all gotten your Green Chef yet?
Celebrate it with Green Chef. I have not gotten it yet.
I got it.
What do you think?
It's great. There was shrimp, there was tilapia, there was some pork chops, a few other things. I've still got some left, but it's good stuff.
That is an unprompted endorsement from Big T. That's worth its weight in gold.
Yeah.
Right now, go to greenchef.com/dosgraza. That's DOSEGRAZA. DOSEGRAZA. That's what you're going to do. greenchef.com/DOSEGRAZA and use code DOSGRAZA to get started with 50% off Green Chef and free Grazza olive oil set in your second and third boxes.
Ooh.
50% off, plus you get the olive oil. Mad Dog's excited about that.
I have the olive oil at home. I love it. It's the squeeze bottle one.
So convenient.
It's
Yeah, I
a good
love
one.
it.
So easy. 50% off. Great deal. It's only available for a limited time, so don't wait. Plus, you get the olive oil in your second and third boxes. That's code DOSGRAZA at greenchef.com/DOSGRAZA. Check it out today. Okay, do we have a special guest? Has he logged on yet?
He has still not entered the building.
He should be able to just.
He should be
Come
able to just
on.
click on it and enter.
This is an issue because I don't want to get into imperialism and then have to switch back and
Right.
talk to him about whatever it is we're going to talk to him about.
We already 2 hours in.
I
You want
know.
to get into imperialism now?
Yeah, we should. We should talk about it because President Trump gave a speech at wait, is that him?
No.
No. He gave a speech at Davos today, says that it doesn't look like we're considering using the military to take Greenland anymore. I don't know. I think he realized that he spooked the markets a little bit. And now he's trying to soften that. He still wants Greenland. I think he said at some point it's pathological for him that once he decides he needs something, he's going to get it one way or the other.
No, he didn't. Did he really?
Yeah.
Did he say they call him daddy over there? Or is
Wait,
that-
wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh?
He actually
I thought
said
I got.
he said Iceland.
Yes.
He said in Iceland they call me daddy sometimes,
And then Jesse
Referring
Waters
to Greenland.
and they say
Jesse
daddy's
Waters-
gonna take it.
then referred to him as daddy and Jesse Waters says daddy needs his needs fulfilled.
Daddy needs Greenland.
Daddy needs Greenland.
He did actually have.
That's actually a more straightforward, coherent foreign policy than we're used to hearing out of any president.
Daddy needs Greenland.
Daddy needs that because ultimately that's what, as we go back through the history of how we've acquired certain territories, it can be distilled down to that. Like daddy needs Louisiana.
Yo, that's it. This is real.
Daddy needs Puerto Rico.
You know what? I'm retiring from ever arguing with anybody about politics ever again.
Yeah, that's what it
We'll
ends
see
up
about
being.
that.
I'm done. If you
Well, I'm not, so that's
I'm done.
gonna create an
You-
issue.
Nah, you got it, brother. I got no opinion. Daddy's done arguing.
He did actually have.
I want to correct some. Trump said it's psychologically important for him to have Greenland. No, it's not pathological.
Got it.
Big difference. Okay, we got a special guest right here.
What's up? Sorry, house call ran long. It's a great episode. Check it out. But what's going on? What's up, Arian?
Hey,
What up, dog?
I was wrong on the guest.
who did you guess?
Oh.
I thought it was Brace.
Oh, no, it's Rico Bosco. Rico joins us fresh off house call. Who was the guest today?
Biz.
Oh, that must have been great.
Yeah, it was awesome. Big T, quick question. It came up on house call. You have pretty much the whole company muted, but you sent me a tweet of mine. Am I muted? I should be given my past transgressions.
Yes,
am
but
I
it's
muted?
nothing against you. That's the default. There's only like 5 people who aren't.
How'd you see my tweet then?
What tweet did I send you?
The ice machine.
Oh yeah, somebody sent it to me, cause I'm a big ice machine guy.
All right, I love that.
Yeah, so I sent Rico the ice machine he needs to be looking at, but he wants like an industrial
Oh,
restaurant
the
ice
big boy.
maching for
Yeah, big
coolers.
boy.
not
Talking about those
countertop.
little like the little pellet.
The little nuggets, but I'm looking to pack a cooler.
Oh yeah, that's too much. I got the
Yeah.
little house version one. Perfect.
Yeah.
What do we got, BFT?
All right, so I want to get you on because we were just talking about Charles Bediako, and I know
Yeah.
that you're the number one Alabama Crimson Tide fan in the world, specifically when it comes to basketball. And we're talking about how he's in the G League, I guess technically in the NBA, and then he is going to be playing for the Crimson Tide for Nate Oates and your team that you helped to assemble. And I was wondering where your thoughts were on this particular guy, if you think this is good for college basketball or bad.
I would point it. I mean, you guys are a big political show. Like, if you got problems with lawmakers, the young man made a mistake. The laws allow him to go back and get a college degree, which probably isn't pushed enough in this country. I mean, that's a whole other conversation. He wants to be a student athlete. He's enrolled in classes. Have a great experience. The rules allow him to play. Be mad at the country. Don't be mad at the man.
Is he? So he's actively enrolled in college right now.
From what I'm told, yeah.
Okay.
If he can play Saturday, he's got to be enrolled in classes. So yeah.
So he decided to enroll at Alabama this past week, or was he there this entire year, as he's playing in the NBA?
Listen, from a guy who makes mistakes, it's probably been daunting on the young man for a long time. Like, we got to worry: is he sleeping at night? He's got a lot of regrets. Like, this can't be easy for a guy. So I think he was looking to return to school for a long period of time.
And probably specifically for the academic part, get his degree.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable. In terms of college structures, I think it's Harvard, Yale, and then you got the babies of Johns Hopkins and stuff like that. But Alabama's right there, like 7th best college in the country academically.
What were they like before Nate Oates got there?
Basketball wasteland, to be honest with you.
Yeah, no,
They were a basketball
academically,
wasteland, but still a great school.
Is this a Nate Oates thing or is it an Alabama thing?
I did read that the SAT scores for accepted students have gone up close to 700 points from the time he got in. So that's a guy who cares about basketball and academics, which is a guy I want leading the program. So yeah, I don't know.
What about the possibility of him playing against Tennessee and then going right back to the NBA after they rule that he's ineligible? Is that something that's crossed your mind?
Again, I would say that court injunction or 10-day period, you have to be mad with those lawmakers. So Big T has a right to be a little miffed that he plays in this one game, and that's when it falls. But again, like, point to the country.
Big T, your response?
No, I mean, he's right. Listen, if there are a lot of laws I would fix, but
for all this is the land of opportunity. It really comes. It begs the question: like, Big T, are you proud to be an American? If this is where we allow guys to play. Like, this is the country. It's good. And bad.
First of all, let's make clear that the only judge that has ruled on this is one in Tuscaloosa County. So let's not extrapolate that to all of America. But we'll see what happens when this goes to a real court.
Do you have a nickname for this guy? What are we going to be calling him? Is it just like, come on, Charles?
Charles in charge. We need some presence in the front court. Charles in charge.
Okay. All right.
Scott Baio, Brooklyn guy.
And I know what Scott Baio has to do with this, but for those who don't.
Charles in charge.
Is that a film?
Charles in charge is
television show. This brings things back to the full circle with Childhood Crush draft. I took Nicole Eggert from Charles in Charge. She was in a very filthy scene in a movie, and then me and Dave got in a big argument about that scene.
How'd that go?
I lost, but it was a great clip. We're in the clip business, PFT.
We are. Give me a clip right now, Rico. What are you thinking about the? Give me a clip about the Patriots this week.
Oh yeah, I know you're in. But they have to win. It can't. Well, I'll put it this way: you love football. You love the best product. It can't be Denver in the Super Bowl. That's just the worst product. 2 weeks of that. Like, what are we talking about? What are we selling? What's the story? They're just asking Jarrett Stidham, hey, does your arm work? Are you alive? Do you think you'll not suck? Like, I'm out on that. Give me the Patriots.
But ultimately, wouldn't this be like just one last feather in the cap for Bill Belichick if his guy Jarrett Stidham was so good? Like, maybe Belichick found another Tom Brady in Stidham, and he just needs a shot, and the current regime won't even give him a look. He goes out to Denver. Sean Payton's like, I'm hand-selecting Stiddy to be my backup. And now he gets a shot in the biggest moment, beats the Patriots, goes to the Super Bowl. Broncos win the Super Bowl. And it's like, Belichick did it again.
I could see that. It's a good sell. What are you on the hook for? $50K if they get there?
$50,000. I owe Hank $50,000 if they win. Yeah, on Sunday.
Oh, win the Super Bowl?
No. If they win on Sunday, if they get to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and you can't really hedge either.
Well, I'm just gonna keep betting on the Patriots.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, Rico, you said Alabama number 7 university in the country. I'm seeing 169. So I had to scroll for a while to find it.
Listen, there's 7 in my heart, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Now, Rico,
by my metrics, like what's the college board? What's that thing you used to apply to? Remember that? The region, whatever.
Those are the people who run
my
AP.
Big board, there's 7.
Okay.
So,
and you like Harvard and Yale? You like what they're doing over there? Because I heard you mention those.
I just know they're a good academic institution.
Where's St. John's in all this?
Cokeheads.
Okay.
Shady. What's Mad Dog's tie? Arian seems thrilled with this segment, by the way. Sorry, Arian. I mean,
I just don't know what y'all talking about.
Yeah, Rico, go Red Hawks.
Where's Mad Dog's tie in with Miami of Ohio?
Brother, that's my alma mater.
Okay, where are we at with the sweatsuit?
I have no connection to the inside basketball team at a school I graduated with 5 years ago.
Okay, what do you like?
What do you mean?
Do you like getting your nails done?
Whoa.
Can we barter?
Whoa.
Like, you need a man. Like, I don't want to get your life, but like, what can we barter? Or a girl? I don't care. Like, whatever. What do you want?
You're trying to traffic a boyfriend to her? Is that what you're saying?
No, like, you always take it to the dark place, PFT. I don't know. Like, hey,
you said you need a man.
Rico, I don't know if
how am I supposed to take that?
Okay. What do I need? I don't need anything in exchange for you getting a sweatsuit. I'm not looking to be paid for. I'm not looking to be compensated for this. I'm just telling you, I don't know anyone who works for them. Let me see what I can do.
What do you need? You need a girl?
Whatever you
I'll get you some girls.
I'm looking to barter.
Oh, is that what he was saying? He can get something to her?
He said you need a man, you need a girl.
Or a
Your
girl.
nails done.
You need your nails done.
Oh, I see.
Let me see what I can do. I actually think I could reach out to the Barstool Miami team, of which I came from, and see if they have any connects. And it's for Mr. Bosco, of course. I went there. That's why.
Where did Mackenzie go?
I went to Ithaca College, Division III,
Okay.
upstate New York.
Yeah, I know they have basketball. That's a rare one.
Rico
do.
loves to
Wow.
Rico
I
loves
was
to
on the
watch
club
the
basketball
Division
team.
III national championship games so much that he didn't notice that it was buffering and not on. But he's a big Division III guy.
Respect for Division III athletics.
Look at this, Idaho. Shout out
Vandals.
Idaho. So
Rico,
the rarer the better.
when it comes to Charles in charge for the Tide, is he going to be able to just jump right back in?
Yeah, he was playing in the G League. He's in great shape. He'll be fine.
I thought
We'll see. We'll see how it all shakes
ideally,
out.
if you're trying to build a team, what do you think that's going to do to team chemistry?
Mhm.
If you're
You
Nate
wanna
Oates, like,
win. You want to win. He's
oh, so
coming
win at all
home.
costs.
Finish what you
We don't
started.
care about developing these young men.
They haven't cared about developing young men there for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
Bring me the heat, I think was the operative phrase.
Mm-hmm. But you think they're just going to let him come back in? They'll say, okay, hey, sorry, I know that I promised you that you would get more minutes, but Charles is coming back, and you know how what Charles wants, Charles gets.
You would be crazy to think they haven't talked to the team. There was a discussion.
I'm sure
You don't just ruin the locker room
other
bringing
players
a
on the
guy
team
in.
felt very
That's how
comfortable
Adam Banks
saying
got such a bad rap with the what do you call it?
the Mighty
You're
Ducks.
Talking about the
Mighty
Mighty Ducks. Oh, Rico, which do you think is more egregious? Nate Oates having a murderer on his team and then his star player giving the gun to him, and then they do a gun intro celebration when he comes on the court and he says he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, or getting professional players in the middle of the season to come bolster his roster?
Not answering that question. That's a trap and alleged and wrong. You're a pillar of looking ahead, PFT. I'm a big T. If we just keep looking back, we're only going to see people's negatives.
Sure.
That's true.
Sure.
All right, so good luck with your professional basketball team that's playing college basketball this weekend.
Maybe they'll
All
bring
right.
back the pat down when he comes out.
Yeah.
Rico, I reached out to my people at Miami.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I'll let them know that it's for you.
All right, Rico, good luck this weekend. I
right,
need you.
thanks, guys.
I need you on my
Good luck.
Broncos.
Good luck to Idaho
All right.
and
Roll
Miami of
Tide.
Ohio and the Florida women's team.
Go Spread Hawks.
All right, roll Tide.
Bye, Rico.
Do you know the Florida women's lore?
I don't.
When we were in war times,
Yeah.
one of my friends who was a manager on the Florida women's basketball team, I forget if he replied to a Rico tweet or liked it or something, and Rico saw that his bio said like Florida women's basketball, whatever, and just DM'd him, anything fall off the truck. Having no idea that he was one of my boys. It was pretty funny. So I guess that's just what he's sending to everybody.
I love Rico.
XL if something falls off the truck.
I love Rico. All right, let's talk about acquisition.
I gotta piss like
of
a
territories.
racehorse.
Yeah, go for it. Let it rip, Big
Back
T.
after a while.
Do racehorses pee a lot? Is that
I think that's a good question.
That's the saying.
They probably give them a
right?
lot of water, right? Like
But I'm
you gotta
saying,
be
do they
hydrated.
piss any more than regular horses?
They probably drink more water.
Do professional athletes piss more than regular people?
Probably not. I don't
feel it's
know.
just a hydration thing.
Yeah, did you-
I mean, no, because I piss more now than I did when I was playing. So
Well, that's
That might be. We might
That's
be
my-
getting older.
that might be on.
yeah, I'm just getting old. Yeah, I'm getting old. Oh, Maddie, chill.
Yeah.
That might be on.
Did you have
I have reached up though. I am up.
Did you have hydration charts in your
That's
locker room when you
literally-
were on the Texans?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like you pee in the top of the urinal. There's color. If you're this color, you need more. You aim for this section of the color. Yeah.
Can I ask
Yeah.
a
And
gross? Oh wait, go.
Go ahead. I was gonna say forever. When I pee, I see that color chart. And I'm like, I should probably get a little more hydrated.
Championship hydration levels, was that the one at the top?
Mm-hmm.
And the one at the bottom, did it
No,
say?
I don't know that they categorized them with team success. I just like if it was more like that little kid. Like if you are here,
Yeah.
you need to drink X amount of fluids.
Tom Herman did that at Texas, where he had different segments. Like at the top, it was championship hydration levels, and then at the bottom, where it was like orange, it said "You are a bad guy."
Damn.
Yeah.
I performed under both circumstances. Go ahead, Maddie.
I have a gross question. For guys when they pee, so when I pee, if we're talking urinal peeing, I want to be specific there. When I pee, I can always see the color of my pee because I always pee into a toilet. How can you see the color of your pee if you're standing at a urinal? Because doesn't it just kind of go away automatically?
You can see it as it comes out.
And I would argue that the stream is probably more accurate than the urinal pee because the urinal
Is
gets
going into
diluted
water.
with the water already in the bowl.
So you see the
So
stream.
it's probably darker than the urinal water leads on.
Right.
Because it gets diluted. But if you are dark and it's in the bowl, you're probably in the red. I was going to say, because doesn't a bad guy.
Doesn't it all just kind of drain out immediately when it hits the urinal?
It depends on what urinal you're at, but there's some urinals where it collects a little bit.
Okay, so you can kind of see
You get the vibe.
Don't you still have to flush a urinal?
Most of them.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Some of them are like constant, or like a trough. You don't have to flush.
Right.
Okay.
The beauty
I
of the
get
trough.
I got a urinal at the crib.
We're getting a trough here.
Awesome.
It's pretty cool.
We're doing piss talk, yeah.
I was just wondering because then I was thinking about that because I've never watched myself pee. I guess you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Coming out.
Yeah.
Straight from the tap. Yep. Draft piss. All right. U.S. territorial expansion, imperialism, colonialism. We're trying to get Greenland if we can. Trump just spoke at Davos. Seemed to walk back the notion that he was going to use force. Again, I think it's because he saw it spooked the markets big time yesterday, and Trump doesn't like that. So I think that's why he kind of softened the rhetoric.
So Mr. 79 has been grinding, man. Been off my phone for a while. Give me the basic rundown of that situation.
Okay, so he wants Greenland, and he says it's psychologically important to him to have Greenland. He wants it because it's strategically located in the North Atlantic, in between the United States, Canada, and Russia. He claims that Russia and China are both trying to take it as well. And he's saying, wouldn't you rather have the United States have it than have our enemies have it? And
has there been any reports about them wanting it?
I know that theoretically it's something that Russia would probably like access to, and they would prefer that the U.S. didn't have unlimited reign over Greenland. Right now we do have military bases on Greenland, and we've had them there for a while. And Trump says that it's important if he's going to build the Golden Dome that he wants to build, which is the U.S. equivalent of Israel's Iron Dome. We already have missile defense systems. The problem is the technology. It's not really the location of them. The technology is like hit or miss if you're trying to shoot down like any incoming nuclear weapon. Like let's say North Korea shot a nuke at us. It's going to be going so fast that it's extremely hard to intercept it. It's what was the movie that came out that I fucking hated? It was about that same situation. It came out like 3 months ago, and it looked like a great movie that I would love, and then I couldn't stand it. Anyways, I think they described it as trying to hit a bullet with another bullet because both these things are traveling so fast. So it's really hard to intercept those missiles, regardless of where you're located. But he's enamored with the idea of an Iron Dome, the Golden Dome, which does a great job shooting down rockets for the most part, but they travel way, way slower. And we already have a missile defense system, but I think what he's talking about is upgrading it. And he's
like how you say missile defense system. Sounds cool.
Yeah, he thinks that we have. Thank you, appreciate that.
Yeah.
He thinks that having free reign over Greenland would make it easier to do that. I also think that Greenland has. It's not me that thinks it. Greenland does have a lot of rare earth minerals and stuff that you can mine, and we want access to that too, which he's also said.
Should I check? Because I doubt Trump's strategy. I think Trump is bought and paid for. But So I checked to see if Greenland was mentioned in Project 2025. Surely enough, it is.
What did it say?
Well, he brought it up during his first term, right?
I don't remember when he started.
Not nearly to this extent, but he said something about it.
So it basically says that it should use like diplomatic presidents to presidents to get involved in the local politics and economics, strengthen the economic ties there. I'm sure reading more into it, it probably has something to do with those minerals and reresources.
I think that's a big part of it too. Yeah. So right now it's only.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I was just gonna say I think a lot of the times he gets criticized as having all these ideas, but I don't think a lot of them are his. I think a lot of things he has, like, you know, a cabinet that wants to execute this idea. A lot of right wing oligarchs.
And I think if it's something that in his brain makes him appear strong, he's more likely to agree with the idea.
Mm-hmm.
Which, yeah, I think it's probably a fair thing to say about him. If it's so Denmark, they own Greenland. That's a territory of Denmark right now. And Denmark is a NATO country, and so therefore, if we were to use force to take over Greenland, it would, in theory, invoke Article 5 of the NATO treaty, which is that every other NATO country would have to then defend that country. So if we were the ones that initiated a military conflict, in theory, that would break up NATO because it would become the rest of NATO having to fight against the United States if the treaty was followed through upon. I think Trump was taking a gamble that it would not be followed through upon because we are a very significant part, the biggest part of NATO in terms of our military. So it's like, do they want to team up against us? Would that be good for anybody involved? In his calculation, I don't think that it would be. I would agree with that. But it also would throw the European alliance into such chaos that it would affect the U.S. markets and the economy. I think Trump saw that, which is why he's back. He seems to be backing down a little bit from using force to take it over. Now he's going to try to potentially start some sort of a trade war. I don't know what he's going to actually do, but he's made threats. He's made statements that make it seem like he's going to jack up tariffs to the extent where Europe would have no choice but to just do like a full-on boycott of U.S. goods, which would be bad for everybody involved. And I think he's seeing that too. So who knows what's actually going to happen? It could be any of the things that I mentioned. It could be something else. But he wants Greenland, and so he's trying to figure out a way to take it. He did also refer to Greenland as Iceland a couple times this morning, which was interesting.
You know, I'm going to give him a pass there.
It's yeah, I mean, and if we're going to keep going with the Mighty Ducks analogies, in Mighty Ducks 2, they had to explain Greenland is filled with ice, but Iceland is very nice. That's how you can tell the two
apart.
apart.
What they don't tell you.
Yeah.
And saying that Iceland was the enemy in that film because they were scared of actually making it the Soviet Union.
It is crazy. It is crazy. Also, Iceland, to be fair, Iceland and Greenland, they should switch names.
Agreed.
Right?
Just like an agreed upon, like, hey, you know what it is. Come on.
Maybe I'm wrong about this, but is the name Iceland as it's said in Icelandic or whatever, does it mean island? Were they going for island and then we just changed it to Iceland? Or is the name about ice? I don't know the answer to this question.
Don't know that I've thought too heavy about Iceland.
I hear it's beautiful. I hear it's a very cool place to go if you're into nature.
In Iceland, seems like just the word island, Islandia, directly from Icelandic language for island.
Okay. Yeah. Why don't we call Iceland Island, and then Greenland Iceland? I think everybody wins.
Do either of these countries have enough of an effect on the world for this to matter?
Well,
like I'd be down to flip them, but then I was just thinking like, who cares?
Greenland might, like if we go through this stuff, it would definitely affect the world.
Yeah, nothing ever happens. Don't worry about it.
Okay. So it's not the first time the U.S. has tried to expand. Won't be the last. But
Expand.
I thought Canada's was it the Canadian Prime Minister. He gave a speech yesterday that was pretty much saying like we've turned a blind eye to America for a long time and just gone along with the lie that they've tried to do things for the greater good and not just for their own benefit, but we can't keep up that lie anymore. I mean, that's if you're a superpower, yes, that's exactly what the United States has done. We try to benefit ourselves and we try to do whatever it takes to increase our GDP, our wealth, our territory to the extent that until it becomes detrimental, then we'd back off. That's how the world has gone. Doesn't mean that it's right, but that's the nature of superpowers. So the U.S. back in 1800 started talks to acquire Louisiana. The U.S. was relatively small back then, and Thomas Jefferson got some advice from a friend that he should try to buy Louisiana from Napoleon. They said, don't start a war over this. See if you can make a deal on it. So Thomas Jefferson sent his two negotiators, Robert Livingston and James Monroe, and he gave them instructions that you can pay up to $9.37 million for New Orleans and Florida. And then Napoleon said, "Tell you what, I'll give you New Orleans, but how about I throw in the rest of that Western territory that went all throughout the Midwest, up to Oregon, Washington, essentially doubling the size of the United States. If you want this, though, you're going to have to give me cash on the spot. And I'll sell it to you for the low price of $11.25 million, plus you have to pay for $3.75 million of French debt that we have. So that would make it, $15 million all in, right? What would that be in today's money?
I'm looking it up right now.
How much did we get all that land for?
$100 in 1803 has about $2,800 in purchasing power today, so that would make it... Hold, please. About $315 million.
That's a great deal.
Yeah.
What would that be? What could you get for $315 million? An MLS team?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
MLS, yeah.
Wow.
Like an established MLS team, probably.
Yeah.
See what the cost of DC United is.
Wow, I didn't know that.
What the value is.
I also don't know shit about soccer, though.
And that's only because they've gone up a bunch recently. Oh, maybe we're wrong. DC United's valuation has hovered around mid-700s.
Oh, wow. All right.
More sense.
But that's in a major area. What about who's the Sporting KC?
Yeah, let's see what that is.
$700 million.
Okay, all right, let's think WNBA franchise.
Columbus Crew's like
I think they're
a Haslam
doing pretty
operation. WNBA team.
900.
All right, Phoenix Mercury.
Yeah, you could get it. We'll call it WNBA.
PLO.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah, no, yes, McKinsey's right. Yes,
the
Water Dogs. The Water Dogs
are worth that much.
Yeah.
I think for $300 million, you could get 3 million PLL.
Nope.
You can buy the league.
If you want to buy the Philadelphia Water Dogs from myself and Big Cat, the conversation starts at 400. Okay, and we're gonna need that guaranteed. We need cash.
Do y'all actually own that? How does that work?
We own a.
Do you even know?
It's a good question. I was about to say not insignificant amount, but it might be insignificant.
If you don't know,
a possibly significant amount.
Okay. If you don't know, I'd guess it's rather insignificant.
That's probably a fair assumption.
Can we do a stock checkup?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's check out the account right now.
Is loading.
Are we up?
We're up.
Let's go.
We're at
Economy's doing good.
$1,284.69 at the moment.
So we're up 28%.
All time. Let's check.
Well, y'all put in $1,000, right?
Yeah, all time we're up 22%.
Thank you, President Trump.
Okay, that's huge.
Ride the market, baby.
Because we were down, our lowest was April 8th, 2025.
Those are tough times.
And that we were at $711.
Mm-hmm.
And just like that, we're at $1,284.
If you panic sold, shame on you.
Mm-hmm.
Back to Louisiana real quick. We wanted Louisiana because France had recently gotten control of it. They got it from Spain in 1800. And we got Louisiana, or they got Louisiana, and they got 6 warships in exchange for putting a specific person, the Spanish king's son-in-law, onto the throne of a new kingdom in northern Italy. So they gave them all that land. That worried us in the United States. We didn't want France to have adjoining land to us, because if you know any history, the French and the British really don't like each other. And if we wanted to defend ourselves against all this French land, it would have meant that we would have had to be in bed with the British and use them for our defense against the French, which we did not want to do. And we wanted our independence clear and free from England. So that's why Thomas Jefferson was like, hey, maybe I'll just try to buy it instead of starting a war. And Napoleon, like I said, was open to the idea, but he wanted to throw in more land as long as we could pay a little bit more money, because they were about to go to war with England. So Napoleon's brothers got word of this impending transaction, Joseph Bonaparte and Lucien Bonaparte, and they were pissed off about it. They said that they were going to oppose it. They went to visit Napoleon to try to convince him to change his mind about selling Louisiana to the United States. At the time, Napoleon was taking a bath in rose petal water. Must be nice to be Napoleon. And his brothers confronted him. He stood up out of the bath, I presume just completely naked. And then they got into an argument, and Napoleon said, fuck off. I'm going to do it. You're being a bitch right now. And then he jumped into his tub, did a cannonball, and splashed his brothers with the rose petal bath water.
Yo, how did we get the accounts of this event happening?
His brothers wrote it in their memoir. Yeah.
Oh, that's how you get in the bathtubs.
That is wee. Napoleon. Yeah. I mean,
I wasn't going to do it.
Napoleon's short king, right?
That is funny, a visual of like a grown-ass man being like, fuck you, I'm getting back in my tub, my guy.
Yeah.
And just fucking cannonballing in your own shit.
You've interrupted my flower bath. You insolent thug. By the way, great deal. Maybe the best deal ever, right?
I mean, yeah, because we got the Mississippi River and stuff. Is there anything in there that we're excited about other than
New Orleans?
You're excited about that?
Dude, yeah, New Orleans is great.
Some would argue that's a massive mistake.
I love New Orleans. New Orleans is, yeah, I mean.
So it's what else? Like Missouri, Oklahoma,
you get St. Louis. Yeah, Napoleon was like, tell you what, I will throw in Topeka for free.
Yeah, I mean, we did. Money-wise, obviously, great deal. Shipping routes, all that. I don't know that the land we acquired.
It's real estate.
Yeah.
They don't make more of it.
It's true.
You get Colorado. That's kind of nice.
Okay.
Get the Rockies. Get Oregon, Washington.
Does it go all the way up there?
Yeah, because that's what Lewis and Clark, when they went to explore the Louisiana Purchase, they went all the way up to Oregon, right?
It's been a while since I've studied that.
You get the Great Plains. You get Mount Rushmore. We had to have Mount Rushmore because it's like, can you imagine like the French? They have a monument, like a natural growing rock that happens to be in the shape of our 4 best presidents. It's under control of the French. Whatever you want, we have to pay for that. We have to take that.
Have you ever been to Mount Rushmore?
I've not.
Would you ever go to it?
I think I probably will at some point for some sort of bit. I'm sure I will end up there.
But would you make a trip out there specifically for that if you weren't in this line of work?
Probably not.
Of everything being laced with irony.
Probably not. Probably not.
That's the thing is like they talk about it like it's something you got to see, and it's just I'm not going up there. I'm not planning on it anyway.
Can I make a prediction?
Yeah. It's going to be gone?
No. There might be an addition to Mount Rushmore. At least that I could see. In the next, let's say, call it, I don't know, 3 years.
I don't know that he has the.
I could see a world where that becomes a thing that is at the forefront of conversation in America.
I don't know that he has the pull for that. Who makes that call?
Hey, executive order. I mean, can we be honest? Like he would love to be.
Oh, I'm sure he would. Yeah.
Yeah, he'd love to be.
Well, he's big. He's trying to do his library right now.
That's true. Yeah, maybe.
Do you know how those work, by the way?
I'm a little unfamiliar with the presidential libraries.
It's kind of like insane.
It's technically owned by the National Archives, but it's also owned by the foundation for each president themselves.
It's all privately funded.
Yeah.
And the ways they get the money for it is like kind of nuts. Like it's kind of legalized bribery in a lot of cases. It's really interesting.
Like if you got a $300 million jet.
Things like that.
Things like that, hypothetically.
But all presidents do shady deals to get stuff for their library.
Yeah, Obama was fundraising for a while for his.
Where is that, by the way? Because I keep seeing pictures of it.
In Chicago.
I know, but like where?
If you go, it's like southwest of here, I think.
It looks terrible.
Yeah, it's a weird looking building.
Anyway.
So, yeah, I'm just saying that if I were to bet on something happening, there might be some traction towards that soon.
Guess we'll find out.
We bought Florida.
Much better deal.
Good deal. You would say better deal than the Louisiana Purchase?
Just in terms of somewhere I'd like to go. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So in 1810, there was a rebellion that happened in Florida, and West Florida declared independence from Spain at the time. And because of this conflict, James Madison, shout out Dukes, they said, we're going to support this rebellion. As a matter of fact, we're just going to claim all of Florida. Because Spain, you're fighting a war right now against France. France was fighting everybody. You don't want to have to take care of Florida. This is probably a big pain in the ass for you. We'll just take all of it. You guys, we'll let you keep Cuba for a little bit. But we want Florida now. And then there were 9 years of negotiations, and John Quincy Adams, he signed the Florida Purchase Treaty that got the United States possession of Florida. Guess how much Florida cost?
So if the Louisiana Purchase was $11 million, Florida
It was really 15 because it was like
substantially smaller. I'm gonna go $4 million.
$5 million for Florida.
I do this shit. I'm back.
Yep, $5 million for Florida, which would be $100 million.
Yeah, about that.
About $100 million, like the cost of the value of Telluride Bush.
Okay, is that what they're saying?
We got Florida. I'm trying to gas them up a little bit.
I'm sorry. I have to interrupt. Are y'all on Twitter right now?
Yeah, I just saw it.
Have you got to go see this. I don't even need to say it.
What happened?
You're posting your own hype videos?
Oh, that's not what I was referring to.
Oh shit, yeah, brother.
While we've been talking, Arian, did you make this? Who made this?
I made it.
Arian posted a collage mashup video of his breaking 80 with the scorecard in the back and a 79 swiggling around the screen.
Did you edit this yourself, or did you have a guy?
We did it, Joe.
Yeah, I edit. Yeah, you know what? Thank you.
You did it yourself?
Yeah, man.
I love the beginning.
I can tell from the uncropped borders that you did it yourself.
Okay, bro. Okay, brother.
Learn aspect ratio, bro.
That's a classic. You know, if
they had the option, I was like, fuck it.
I've got that's a good one. You know, when somebody's singing and they don't sing that well, you know what you do?
What?
You say, who sings this song? And then they tell you, and then you say, let's keep it that way.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
My mom used to say, "Where'd you put that money?" And then I'd say, "What money?" She'd say, "For singing lessons."
That's good.
Damn. That's pretty brutal.
Yeah, she really got me there.
Sorry. All right. Yeah, it came up on my TL.
All right, so
brother, we got to celebrate our wins. You know?
No, 1,000%. It was just jarring because you're right here.
Did you just edit it yourself right now as we were speaking, or did you?
Kind of throughout the episode. A lot of it came when Rico came on the.
We've been going a while.
All right, wait. What was the other thing that you're talking about, Mad Dog?
Caroline Leavitt defending Trump for calling Greenland Iceland.
Oh.
And she said it's because it's literally a piece of ice. You're the only one getting something wrong, and to some reporter. And then everyone's just quote tweeting her with the actual clip. I thought that's what we were referring to because we were just talking about Greenland. Might be.
Okay, so he was.
He was
so
just
he was
referring
right.
to the piece of ice.
He was right.
That is Greenland.
Yeah, he was right. You guys
that's some Joe Biden shit. You can't do that. That's what Joe Biden's press secretary said all the time.
Yeah, she said. And then she.
I mean,
posted,
it's her job, but like
she posted a picture of Googling Greenland. And said, like, it's literally
ice.
Yeah. No, he didn't, Libby. His written remarks referred to Greenland as a piece of ice because that's what it is. You're the only one mixing anything up here.
Wait, is the person's name Libby?
Yeah, but she spelled Libby wrong.
Oh, that would have actually been awesome if she just called somebody Libby.
Libby, yeah.
Just because they're a Democrat.
Yeah.
She spelled it like that, and then the actual reporter spells it Libbey. Caroline left out the E to make it.
Nah, that's fine.
Libby. But yeah, sorry. I thought that's what you were referring to.
Okay. We do actually have some more news about Greenland right now. Just happened. Trump has decided to call off the tariffs on Europe, as well as to walk back his military threats.
And why is he doing that,
move.
PFT?
Brilliant move.
Part of the deal?
Because nothing ever happens.
Nothing ever happens. He said he's not going to be imposing tariffs on Europe because they've reached the framework of a future deal on Greenland with the NATO Secretary General Mark Rutte. Said the U.S. would not use force, repeated his claim that the U.S. is capable of defending it and we're the only ones that can, but he is calling off the tariffs. So, yeah, this is, I think it's kind of what we described earlier, was he did not want to freak the markets out anymore. He saw that there was going to be a trade war. Everybody would not like that. And so he's softening his rhetoric.
He knows exactly what he's doing, and he called their bluff. And whatever he does is just what it is.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Or, well, I'm seeing the language of they've reached the framework of a future deal.
That's right. That's right. Put him in a corner.
The framework of a future
pickle.
deal, that language reminds me of the upcoming and closing very soonly Live PGA Tour merger that we have.
Also, a healthcare plan, which is on the way. It's around the corner.
That is true. He did put out a plan.
Oh, he did?
Elements of a plan, yes.
I see it.
Elements of a plan. Demanding preferred status for prescription drug prices, which I think is a good thing. And then two other things. I think there were 3 items in total, and I think the other 2 things were things that were in place in Obamacare.
The Great Healthcare Plan. I missed this. This was recent, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Lowering drug prices. Okay. Lowering insurance premiums, holding big insurance companies accountable. The Great Healthcare Plan. Oh, this is the fact sheet. Okay. Okay. It's 2 pages. Let's go.
There's not a lot of meat to it.
Maximize price transparency. Post prices on the wall. Require any healthcare provider or insurer who accepts. This is shit you be talking about, Big T.
Yep. Nobody knows what make
Medicare
it cost something.
Hold big insurance companies accountable. Create the Plan English insurance standard. Require health insurance companies to publish rate and coverage comparisons up front on their websites in plain English, not industry jargon, so consumers can make better insurance purchasing decisions. Publish cost of overhead and claim payments. Display claim denial rates. Okay. Hey. 10 years later, we got something.
Here's the thing: is healthcare and health insurance is insanely complicated by nature, the way that we have it set up through getting like insurance through your job, and then the insurance companies, how they negotiate. It's a very complicated thing that I would like to see made simpler. But I don't know in the current state that it can be made simpler with the framework that we have in place. But there are elements of a plan, and apparently a framework for a future deal. So that remains to be seen what the framework is, or if the framework exists, or if it's Trump saying, I'm going to try a different tactic. I'm going to guess that it's probably him just trying a different tactic right now.
I love the framing of everything that he does. The big, beautiful bill, the great healthcare plan. Like everything is just this grandiose idea that I have figured this shit out. Like it's like I did this. Yeah.
The man understands marketing.
It's good branding.
Yeah. Okay, so back to getting Florida for the low cost of $5 million. We got it in 1819. Andrew Jackson was he had fought against the Seminole Indians in Florida, and he also fought against the Spanish troops in western Florida. He was appointed governor of Florida. He was a military governor, and then Florida became a U.S. territory in 1822. Then it got admitted to the Union in 1845, and there was some concern as it was added because it was admitted to the Union as a slave state. But yeah, then that's Florida, and now for better or for worse, we got it. Texas, Big T. Have I asked you about the Six Flags over Texas before?
Yeah.
On the show. Did I do that?
I think so.
Can you remember the Six Flags that have flown over Texas?
Mexico, Spain,
Yep.
the United States,
Yep.
the nation of Texas,
Republic of Texas.
And did Portugal get in there?
Nope.
I don't know the other two.
One would be France. The other, the Confederacy. Yep. So it's had 6 governing bodies in, was it the last 400 years? Yeah, probably 400 years.
We need to go to Six Flags this summer.
Six Flags rocks. It does.
There's one not too far.
I know. It's kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like you're driving down a highway, and then you're like, oh shit, Six Flags.
Is it Gurney?
That sounds right.
It's up in that area.
That sounds right. So Texas gained its own independence from Spain in the 1820s, and Mexico said, "You guys go ahead, move into Texas because we're just going to take it." And then a guy by the name of Stephen F. Austin set up shop on the Brazos River, and he got together a lot of settlers that were soon big enough to outnumber the Mexican settlers, and they started war. They started fighting. In 1836, there was a fight with the Mexican government, and Texas declared independence from Mexico. So it was kind of its own place, and then 2 countries that neighbored it both started to claim it, and there were a bunch of famous battles there. Santa Anna was leading the Mexican troops, and there was the Alamo, where a bunch of U.S. I don't want to say militia members, I guess kind of troops. They were all stationed there, including Sam Bowie. Wait, is Sam Bowie the basketball player? Bowie, is it Jim Bowie? What's Bowie's first name? He invented the Bowie knife. It's not David Bowie. Sam Bowie is a basketball player. James Bowie sounds right.
Jim Bowie.
Jim Bowie, yeah.
Yeah.
Jim Bowie. Davy Crockett was there. I actually we should do an episode about Davy Crockett.
We should.
Killed him a bar when he was only 3. Did you know that?
Song.
Must have been a small bear. But what if it was a huge bear?
Lived a hell of a life.
He did. So they were at the Alamo. They could not defend the Alamo against the Alamo is a massive L for the United States. But I guess they put a better fight than many people thought they would. Have you been to the Alamo, Big T?
I have not.
Surprisingly small.
Very small.
Very small place. If you're in San Antonio and you're just there like on a trip, chances are you've gone right past the Alamo and you did not know that you went past the Alamo.
That's why you need to be reminded to remember it.
You got to remember it. Do you remember?
It's forgettable.
I had a conversation with some Hebrew Israelites right outside, right across the street.
What was that like?
They're like super for at the time they were talking about gay people, and they was like, it's not natural, and I'm like, well, how are you defining natural? And he goes, it's not by God, God is blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, I define natural, but like in nature, like occurring without humans. And I was like, and there's definitely homosexuality in the animal kingdom, so by definition, it's natural. And he goes, why are you defending gays? What's that? What's with this, brother? And I'm like, hey, just walking by, just having a conversation.
They're skilled debaters.
Not really. Because I've watched it for a while. Once you kind of break down, they have talking points. They have like things that they go to, and once you corner them with, like logically corner them, like when I said that, when you said it's not natural, and you do ask them to define natural occurring in nature, then you realize it does occur in nature. He doesn't have anything else to go to philosophically, so he has to pivot to what's up with you, dog? Like, are you gay? Like,
yeah,
I'm not gay.
Okay, maybe skilled isn't the best choice of words. They are enthusiastic debaters.
Very enthusiastic.
They love to debate. They really truly enjoy it, and it's a big part of their. Could you say it's a big part of their religion or a big part of their culture?
I think their belief system mandates that they spread their interpretation of the Bible in a way that is disruptive. I think so. Like they use what I do respect about them is that they know that book better than any Christian I know. Like they know that shit front and back and they know that shit.
There must be a lot of study quiet time for them. Like for such like a loud, boisterous, enthusiastic group of debaters, they have to have a good part of their day set aside to just like going into a room and reading the Bible. I think that's part of it. They get together and they talk about that shit and they study it, and that's what I respect about them. At least they know the shit. So they know what they believe in. Yeah. Don't agree with what they believe, but they know that shit. Back and front. Growing up in the DC area, we took a lot of trips to like the museums and the downtown mall area in DC, going up in like elementary school. A lot of field trips, and they were a big part of the field trips. They love to argue with kids.
Oh yeah.
They will just start yelling at you, and then the teachers are like,
especially if you're white.
Yeah, if you're white, if you're a white kid, they will get into a big debate with you, and then the teachers are like, "Come on, we got lunch."
Yeah, these motherfuckers are crazy.
So with Texas, we got beaten at the Alamo, and then we had to retreat a little bit, but then our boys fought the Battle of San Jacinto. It's probably pronounced San Jacinto, but in Texas you call it San Jacinto, and the streets you just call it like San Jack. That's a weird thing about Austin is there's a bunch of streets that are definitely pronounced one way, and they just say, no, we're going to call it like Guadalupe Street instead of Guadalupe. San Jacinto. There's a street called it's spelled Manchaca, and that's just Menchek. You just kind of I think that's a big fuck you to Mexico. It's like we took all your cities, so we're gonna pronounce them our way, and you're gonna have to deal with it. So we beat Mexico. Santa Ana was captured, and Texas became an independent republic at that time. Sam Houston was their president, and he said one of my first acts is going to be we should actually join the United States. So it was like, they fought for their own independence technically, but it was a colonial expansion for the reason of bringing it into the United States at the time. And then on December 29th, 1845, Texas became an official United State, and it was brought in as a slave state. And then there was a bigger issue after that of the Mexican-American War, and that ended up getting us even more territory, like getting California, getting Nevada, Arizona, New Mexico. That was an after effect of the independent Republic of Texas winning the war against Mexico and then becoming a part of the United States. There was also the Oregon Treaty that we had. That was in 1818. And it was involving ourselves and England, Great Britain at the time. There was a big plot of land up in the Oregon area, and the British agreed to the United States that we would jointly occupy Oregon for 10 years, and then we'll extend it for another 10 years. So in 1838, all these agreements ran out, and the Oregon Trail was popping off. And so James Polk, the president in 1844, said 54-40 or fight. And that was talking about bringing a portion of British Columbia and Alberta into the United States, referring to the parallels on a map. And so that was his big thing. It's like, we want Oregon. But eventually cooler heads prevailed. There was no fight. The British government did not want to fight against the United States again. We'd already done the War of Independence and the War of 1812. And they said, okay, let's just do an Oregon Treaty. And that part will become fully part of the United States.
So Oregon wasn't part of the Louisiana Purchase.
I think there might have been parts of eastern Oregon that were.
Okay.
But western Oregon, western Washington was not at the time. Then there was the Gadsden Purchase. Are you guys familiar with the Gadsden Purchase at all?
Familiar with his flag?
The Gadsden flag.
Is that the same guy?
Yeah, I think
it's got to be.
I think it probably is. He was from South Carolina. He wanted a railroad, and he wanted a southern railroad that crossed into Mexican territory to go all the way to the Pacific Ocean. He wanted to avoid the Rocky Mountains, wanted to avoid the Sierra Nevadas, all that stuff. And so there were competing schools of thought. Some people wanted a northern route. Some people wanted a southern route to the Pacific. And so the country was torn on which one we should do. But after the Mexican-American War, there was still like a nebulous boundary between the United States and Mexico. And the Secretary of War, Jefferson Davis, told Franklin Pierce, buy the land in northern Mexico, get the railroad. And then Gadsden was ambassador to Mexico. He negotiated the purchase, and the U.S. got the territory for $10 million. But then the Civil War happened before they could even build the railroad.
The flag is actually that guy's grandfather came up with it, Christopher Gadsden.
Okay. I would imagine that in that era, if like your grandfather was Christopher Gadsden, and you were at some point along the lines, maybe your mom or your mom's name got changed. She was a Gadsden, but then she married into someone who maybe just was some random dude with a crummy last name. I think if you have ideas about going into politics, you would take that Gadsden part out and bring it back into your name, right? For name recognition.
I don't know. It could have just been his dad's dad.
What do you think about the flag?
It's good.
Is it a good design?
I mean, yeah, it's a sick design.
It's cool that it's got a snake on it.
Especially from the 1800s, I mean, or 1700s, I guess. Like,
yeah.
That's how many graphic designs have lasted 250 years?
That's a good point. Like, the snake was pretty well done.
People are still getting that tattooed.
Yeah. What about the come and take it flag?
It's fine. Is that like a real thing?
That's from Texas, yeah. It's everywhere down in Texas. It's a cannon with a star over it.
I've seen it. I just didn't know what it's from the Texas Revolution.
Yeah. It was at the Battle of Gonzales in 1835.
I feel like that one lives on more as bumper stickers, whereas the Gadsden flag is, people get that tattooed on their body.
Yeah, I'd say that, yeah, the bumper sticker, and you still see it in flag form a lot. The come and take it, yeah, it's more bumper sticker. You do see some down in Texas, though, but it was because we had stolen one of their cannons, one of Mexico's cannons. And so somebody made a flag out of it, out of a wedding dress, which is kind of cool. That's why it's a white flag.
I like that.
Yeah. So yeah, the Gadsden Purchase was essentially a battle between the North and the South. So you got the railroad all the way to the West Coast. South won, but then the Civil War happened, so they did not build that railroad. There's been some history with us and Puerto Rico, which I guess we can get to in a little bit. There's Alaska, though. Seward's Folly, Seward's Icebox, what a dumbass. This dumb bitch, William Seward, wanted to buy Alaska. He wanted to buy it from Russia. And he ended up getting the land. He bought it for $7.2 million in gold. And everybody just roasted him. The fake news media, the yellow press, they called it Seward's Folly. They called it Russian Fairyland, Wall Russia. President Johnson's Polar Bear Garden was another name that they called it in the press.
That's kind of sick.
It is kind of cool. Like that would be one where they came up with it as an insult, and you're like, yeah, keep going.
Yeah,
keep going. The New York Tribune absolutely hated the purchase of Alaska. He said that Alaska was a burden, not worth taking even as a gift. A bunch of people in the Senate were not happy with it either. They said that the only way that we should get Alaska is if William Seward had to live there. And it actually was approved on April 9th, 1867 by a vote of 37-2. And Seward was like, yeah, bitch, you're going to call this my folly? Guess what? I'm going to retire from government, and I'm going to move to Alaska. You want me to move to Alaska? I'll do it. I'll show you how great it is. He went up there, saw a military parade, walked the streets, kind of got the vibe for it. He said, we see a bunch of Russians up here wearing their national colors. We see United States soldiers. We see Indians in blankets and feathers. We see the traders, the travelers. They're wearing the latest style of Montgomery Street, San Francisco up here. Call this my folly again, bitch. And then it turns out there was a lot of gold and natural resources and oil, and it's huge. So I'd say
there's a lesson in there.
That was a good deal. What's the lesson?
Don't trust the fake news media.
Don't trust the fake news media.
You might just strike gold.
Now we can move on to some fun purchases. Hawaii.
Good deal. Maybe not. I don't know if they love it, but
they don't.
It's a good deal for us.
They don't. Native Hawaiians typically do not enjoy the fact. I don't want to say all of them, but it's still a point of discussion with them that they don't. A lot of them don't care to be part of the United States. I'll say this: if we're talking flags, the Hawaiian flag that they have right now, not great. The native Hawaiian flag is
one of the best flags of all time.
An incredible flag.
Unreal.
See that one? Yeah, the green, red, yellow.
It's a fine flag. You're incredible.
I think it's a great. You don't think that's a great flag?
That's a 6'2" flag.
As far as flags go, it's unique. It's colorful.
What's your America excluded? What's your top-notch flag for you?
Like Arizona's flag, I think is outstanding.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm trying to think of other countries that are really good.
Nice flag. Arizona has a nice flag.
Canada's, I think, is a good flag.
I agree.
Like, to what they're.
Those sun rays mean something. I forget where I saw that from. Is that Japan?
Well, Japan just has it's supposed to be the sun, right?
They
the
used to have.
sun, yeah.
I think they used to have the sun ray thing on it, but I think that meant. I don't want to misspeak, but I think it was like the kamikazes or something like that. Hold on, let me.
As far as other national flags, they're pretty much cut from the same cloth. Like if you look at a lot of them, you get 3 stripes.
Honestly,
what colors do you want?
Honestly, North America is going strong. Mexico has a good flag.
They do. Yeah, they got the eagle on there, right?
Eating the snake.
I think Argentina's got a great flag.
Sure.
That's a sun with personality.
Yeah.
This might be controversial. I'm just talking about flags. The USSR flag was pretty cool.
Aesthetically only?
It's red and then a fucking hammer and a sickle.
Conveys strength.
Yeah. It's a pretty good flag, in my humble opinion. Just talking about the flag. You thought
okay, so the rising sun flag from Japan. The flag was originally used by feudal warlords in Japan during the Edo period as a policy of the Meiji government. It was adapted by a war flag of the Imperial Japanese Army. It was adopted as a naval ensign of the Imperial Japanese Navy. So it used to be flown to say like we're about to come fuck shit up.
I've
I
got.
knew I remember that from somewhere.
I just remembered that I'm wearing a shirt with that's 100% flags.
Oh shit!
That didn't even cross my desk.
I've got how many flags are on this shirt? Like 100.
200.
It's just all flags.
South Africa, good flag.
Good flag. I believe this is Uruguay. Uruguay, very strong sun. I like the horizontal blue and white stripes.
Spain, good.
Good flag, yeah. What do you think about?
Who's the tree?
I think the tree. I don't want to get it wrong. It's Lebanon. I think that's Lebanon. Am I right? Because there's another one that has a tree on it, I think.
By the way, Colorado, great flag also.
Yes, very good flag. California, great flag.
It's fine.
The Bear Republic?
Yeah, it's good.
The best flag.
Tennessee, solid flag.
Best Virginia.
Isn't it a naked woman?
It's rated R.
Yeah.
It's got violence and nudity. It's a naked a woman with exposed breast standing on top of somebody that she just murdered.
It's on the F tier of flags on this website.
Well, that's bullshit.
But it's all these that look exactly the same.
Well, they just don't like the blue with they're not paying attention to what's on the flag.
Right.
That flag.
It is crazy that half of
honestly,
the states all have virtually identical flag.
It's honestly kind of hot. Like, yeah. Step on. Is she wearing heels?
I'm not sure.
I think Virginia's got to be. Who else do they have at the top?
The S tier is, I mean, honestly, I don't know what all these are. South Carolina.
Mexico's flag is hard.
Yeah, theirs is good. Is that New Mexico up here? What are these flags?
The Zia? Okay, the Zia. Okay.
That's Alaska on the left. That's New Mexico. The one with the anchor, I don't know what that is. Is that I'm going to guess Rhode Island maybe?
This one I've seen, but I don't remember.
I don't know that one.
That's California, Colorado. Is that Puerto Rico?
That is not. That is the only flag that is not the standard rectangle.
Oh, Jamaican.
No, these are states.
Oh, Jamaica has a great flag for sure. That is Ohio, my friend.
And then that's Tennessee, Arizona. I've seen the buffalo before.
Yeah, what's the buffalo one?
Is that going to be Wyoming or something?
Possibly. Texas, great flag, a classic.
I don't like ones that say the name of the state in the flag.
Arkansas, you got to pay for Photoshop or something, bro.
Wyoming is the buffalo flag.
Okay.
I like the flag to speak for itself without just Montana in big ass letters. I don't need that.
People from Maryland love the Maryland flag.
I was going to ask you about Maryland.
They do.
I agree that it's an iconic flag. I feel no stirring of my spirit when I look at the Maryland flag. They're always, they're the ops. They're the neighbors.
Sure.
I respect that they have a flag that they appreciate. I respect their appreciation for their own flag, but I don't fuck with it. I don't think they want me to fuck with it either. I think it's like, yeah, we're Maryland. This is our flag. We don't care what you think.
Do you know the story of the Georgia flag? This one right here.
No.
So when I was a kid, the Georgia flag was these same stripes, but up here it looked like what most people would say is the Confederate flag, right?
Yeah.
This corner up here. And eventually there was an outrage over it. You have to change the flag. What people think of as the Confederate flag, which I'm sure you probably know, is the battle flag of Northern Virginia.
Yes.
It was not the flag of the Confederacy.
Mm-hmm.
So Georgia, when they changed the flag, changed it to almost identical of the actual flag of the Confederacy and just put the Georgia state seal in it.
And they were like,
that is the actual Confederate flag.
They're like, these idiots won't complain about this.
Correct.
Because they won't do their research on history.
Yes.
We're going to make it more racist.
Yes.
Yeah.
They doubled down.
Job well done, Georgia.
Yeah.
Like, they were right. I haven't heard about anybody.
Correct. Yeah. Nobody said anything
anymore. Yeah, it's almost like symbols have meanings that evolve over time.
There's a so here it is. So that's what the flag used to be.
Mm-hmm.
And then here's what it is now, and that's the flag of the Confederacy.
Yeah. What percentage of people, though, that you think fly the Confederate flag, as we know it, the stars and bars, are doing so to honor the battle flag of Northern Virginia?
Less than 0.1%.
Yes, I think that's probably accurate. Where do we stand on the Minnesota Somalia flag discussion that's been happening?
I mean, it's strikingly similar.
I don't think it's that similar. They both have the color blue, and they both have a star, a different kind of star.
When was the flag made?
It was
Year or
changed
two ago.
Changed recently. I got to be honest. Unless you're looking for something to be upset about, I don't think that anybody looks at that flag and they're like, "Oh, you're making this Somalia."
Just odd timing.
What was the previous flag?
Dog shit.
Why did they change it?
Like some.
Oh, it's like farmers. It's like yeah. We used to have like.
Oh, this flag sucks.
Yeah, it does suck. We used to have illustrations on flags, and they were never really good, except for the boob. Shout out Virginia. I hope they never change that one.
No, change that shit.
But yeah, with Hawaii, so we wanted Hawaii because we were heavily invested out there. We wanted a foothold in the Pacific, and there were Polynesians that had lived there since about the 8th century, so about 1,000 years. American traders went to Hawaii. They wanted to get some of the wood, and they wanted to sell that wood to China. And then we brought China, and we brought sugar out there to Hawaii in the 1830s, and sugar became a cash crop for Hawaii in the mid 1800s. And we had a bunch of planters, missionaries, and we were setting up plantations. And there was also some pineapples that got involved later, where it became the people that ran the pineapple plant and the pineapple plantations. They said, we want this to be a part of the United States. In 1840, we put in place a constitutional monarchy, which stripped the Hawaiian monarchy of his authority. And then an individual by the name of Sanford Dole was born in Honolulu. The last name Dole, D-O-L-E, should sound familiar, not just because of Bob Dole.
Good stuff.
Banana.
But because of pineapples.
Pineapples.
Yeah, pineapples. Delicious. Yummy. So for 40 years, Hawaii had a bunch of treaties with the U.S. In 1887, we put our naval base there, moved into Pearl Harbor, and we wanted to be able to protect the trade routes going out to Asia. And they had a new Hawaiian constitution. But there was a sister of the king who had just passed, and her name, I'm going to try to pronounce this right, Liliuokalani. And she was the sister of the king that had just passed away. She became queen of Hawaii. She refused to recognize the Constitution of 1887, and she wrote a new constitution for the Hawaiian natives that was more about self-government and less about partnership with the United States. And then there was a committee of safety that was put in place to counteract this. In 1893, Sanford Dole, the pineapple bro, he put into place a committee of safety, which he then used not for safety. It's like when you hear somebody give a speech about peace, it's usually because they're arguing for a war. The committee of safety was just to overthrow Queen Liliuokalani with the support of the United States. And to do so, they essentially kidnapped her. The United States kidnapped the Queen of Hawaii. It was more of like house arrest, so we just wouldn't let her leave her palace. She was arrested, though, and she was put on house arrest. She was forced to give up the throne. The sugar plantations, the pineapple plantations, owned by Americans, they wanted closer ties to the United States. And Queen Liliuokalani, her policies were not pro-business enough. So the U.S. Marines went there as part of the Committee of Safety, kidnapped her, kept her in a house, and made her sign a treaty ceding control of Hawaii to the United States. which she signed, and she wrote, by the grace of God, under the Constitution of the Hawaiian Kingdom, I the Queen, do hereby solemnly protest against any and all acts done against myself and the constitutional government of the Hawaiian Kingdom by certain persons claiming to have established a provisional government of and for this kingdom. But I yield to the superior force of the United States of America, whose minister, His Excellency John Stevens, has caused United States troops to be landed at Honolulu, and declared that he would support the provisional government. To avoid any collision of armed forces and perhaps the loss of life, I do, under this protest and impelled by said force, yield my authority until such time as the government of the United States shall, upon the facts being presented to it, undo the action of its representatives and reinstate me in the authority which I claim as the sovereign of the Hawaiian Islands. So essentially she said, fuck you guys, but you're going to kill all of us, so I guess I will go along with what you want me to do, even though I don't want to. And she put that in writing. So then Minister John Stevens recognized the new government put into place by Dole, the Pineapple Boy, and they proclaimed Hawaii to be a U.S. territory. And then it was officially annexed. But Democrats in the Senate they initially rejected the annexation of Hawaii because they're like, they don't want to be part of the United States, so we don't want to have to worry about that. It's a long ways away. But then Grover Cleveland sent another envoy to Hawaii, gave the Queen back her throne, but Dole refused to step aside, and he proclaimed the independent Republic of Hawaii. Fast forward a little bit, and it was eventually signed over to the United States. They couldn't stop the annexation anymore, and it was signed by 21,000 native Hawaiians. In protest. The protest was signed petition against the annexation, and it was signed by 21,000 native Hawaiians. That was more than half of the 39,000 native Hawaiians. But it didn't really matter, and we just said, well, it's going to be ours, and it's still ours, and it's a beautiful place, and I love Hawaii, and Kauai is one of the coolest places on earth to go visit. So that's my piece about Hawaii. Have you ever been?
Done, Eric.
Have you been to Hawaii?
Of course.
Pro Bowl.
It's awesome. Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
Mama from Hawaii too, so been there a few times.
Hawaii's beautiful. I wonder what the kind of vibe is in Hawaii. Like, how's it break down? People that want to secede right now. Because just from being there, I think I've been in Hawaii like 10 days. Not a lot of time. The vibe that I got was most people don't want to be in the United States.
Around 70 to 75% in recent surveys show strong support for Native Hawaiian self-governance.
Yeah, that's a lot of support for it.
That's the vibe I always got talking to the people there, interacting with the people there. Like I said, my baby mama's from there. I'm sure there's some Hawaiians like, no, we love the USA, but most of them are like, yo, get the fuck out of here.
But here's one from 2014 that said, a poll's finding that 63% of respondents oppose the creation of a Native Hawaiian nation.
Okay. It's like we don't want to be part of the United States, but also setting up our own government. That sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah.
Did you know that the United States has a presence in Cuba because of a treaty back in the Spanish-American War? Like, that's why we have Guantanamo Bay.
No.
Essentially, the treaty said we will give you a lifetime membership to Guantanamo Bay. You can build a naval base there, and if you want, you can take over the country at any time.
Okay.
But easier said than done sometimes.
Weren't we supposed to get rid of Guantanamo like 15 years ago?
Yo, that was Obama's thing. I'm going to close down Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah.
He didn't talk about like actually increasing Guantanamo Bay when he was running for he didn't talk about the drone strikes. There were a few things he missed out. Probably forgot to mention as he was running. We've also got the Virgin Islands, which are beautiful, by the way, in the Caribbean. We got St. Thomas, St. John, St. Croix. We bought them for $25 million. That's a great deal. Little St. James is not included in this list.
Is it in that area?
I believe that's a British Virgin Island. We can look that up. Well, it was owned by one person.
Right.
But I went down to the Virgin Islands like 5 years ago. And the island that I stayed on, I think it was St. Thomas. I could be wrong. It might have been St. John. One of the two. You could see, like in the distance, Little St. James Island. But that was, I don't think that's a U.S. Virgin Island.
Did you go?
I did not go.
Okay.
In fact, I pointed it out. I said, go arrest the people that are on that island.
Good.
If you see something, say something. And I saw it. So, yeah.
Still haven't.
We, William Seward negotiated a treaty with Denmark to get the islands in 1867, but the Senate rejected it. You want to talk about a guy that was right about everything.
Deal maker, ahead of his time.
Ahead of his time. And in the moment, everybody was like, this guy's crazy. He got you Alaska. He tried to get you the Virgin Islands. And the Senate, because they didn't want him to win, they were just like, you know, anybody but Seward.
He'd have been executive of the year.
They had Seward derangement syndrome.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. So then in 1915, we tried to take over the islands again. They sunk the Lusitania, and Woodrow Wilson said that Germany's going to try to annex Denmark, and then they'll have control over those islands. And they said if Denmark didn't sell the islands, we just might go and start a war and take them before Germany gets there. Sound familiar? It was a bullying tactic. It worked. Denmark negotiated a treaty. President Wilson signed it on January 16th, 1917. And then on March 31st, Denmark transferred governance of the islands to the United States, and the U.S. gave Denmark $25 million. That's very similar to the Greenland thing.
So you're saying that popular derision of adding to the United States territory may eventually be viewed historically as quite foolish.
I think it has in the past, yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, in this instance, it was Denmark. They didn't want to sell us the islands. We said we might take it over by force. They're like, okay, you can have the Virgin Islands. Really, this is on Denmark.
I mean,
they stand on business.
I don't think they would have wanted that.
I don't think they would have wanted that either. Especially,
although this was during World War I, which is...
They probably didn't want to have to worry about something going on half the way around the world.
Yeah, but it seems like you could have, if there's any time to call our bluff, it would have been then.
Yeah, probably. We were getting involved in it at the time, too, because it was right after the Lusitania got sunk. So, yeah, there's some other examples. Puerto Rico as well, the Panama Canal, Guam, all areas that we have expanded to. Puerto Rico is weird because Puerto Rico they are U.S. citizens in Puerto Rico, but they're also not really represented in Congress. They get to elect their own governor, and they have their own constitution. They're technically a U.S. Commonwealth. So I think that they don't want to become part of the United States, and I think that the United States is just kind of like, I guess we technically have possession of them, but we don't. I don't know what's going on with Puerto Rico right now, if there's any sort of power play going on back and forth. I haven't heard much about it if they have. We also, the United States can conscript Puerto Rican citizens into the United States Army. This is kind of like the one thing that's kind of fucked up. We, in theory, if we institute a draft again, we could draft Puerto Ricans into the United States Army against their will, and they have to do it. But they don't have full congressional representation. They've got, I think, one person in the House. That's kind of fucked up. But they don't have voting power.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a bad deal.
Do you want them to be a state?
I don't feel strongly. I don't think that they want to be a state.
I thought they do.
Do they?
For the reasons you just mentioned.
Well, I think that if they're eligible to be drafted into the Army, they should have somebody in Congress that's like, hey, can we not do this war? Right? That only seems fair. Let's see. Let me ask Google real quick. See what they tell me. Part of the United States. We got Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl this year. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Bad Bunny.
There was a referendum in 2024. 58.6 voted for statehood. 29.6% voted for free association, and 11.8% voted for independence from the United States. So yeah, that seems like a strong majority of them that want to be a state. I don't know what we're going to do. If you want these taxes, we can give you these taxes. All right, that's imperialism. We've done a lot of things for a lot of reasons. Not really to benefit ourselves. It's kind of how the world works. Who knows what's going to happen with Greenland? I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball into the future. But it does look like there will be the framework of a deal that we'll have to examine at such time as the framework is presented to us from the standpoint of legality. I always love it when Trump just throws in standpoint about something. What was that one? It's one of the wettest we've ever seen from a standpoint of water.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't wrong.
Can't be.
All right. We will see you guys next week on Macrodosing. We will see you guys on Tuesday. Love you guys.
Peace.